Morning all. How's it going, everyone? Morning. Happy FOMC day. Welcome to the chop. All right. That's what I'm thinking in my head today. Welcome to the Chop Fest morning. That's my expectation today. We'll see if we'll get it. Okay, so let's have a look. As always, we're starting off on the daily chart. All right. Daily chart so far protecting weekend gap. All right. Friday, Sunday gap being protected. We also have the 5-day positively now crossing the 20-day. Doesn't really mean anything right here. All right, but what we do know is we've come back to mean. All right, so Bollinger Bands down here and up here, and we're right in the middle. All right, hugging the 20-day and the 5-day, and we'll just see what we get. Hello, my lovely wife in chat. Hope you're doing good. Okay, so today, expectation, FOMC, rate cuts, all the chat coming later today. What are we expecting? Drum roll, absolutely nothing. Okay, we do not expect a rate cut today. We don't expect a rate hike today, but it is a new Fed chair. So the tone today matters, all right? Anyone who's watched the last, 4+ years will know Jerome's tone was very much neutral. Higher for longer has been the recent talk and the rhetoric. Not sure what's going on given the impact of inflation from the Middle East. Okay, we'll see if the tone changes today. All right, are they going to be happy with the jobs numbers? Are they going to talk about potentially rate cuts later in the year? I find it hard to think about that right now, but we don't know what's going to happen. So this morning, my expectation is that we build out liquidity, very much like yesterday. Notice yesterday, we didn't break out, all right? So pre-market, failed break of the highs, came back inside like we talked about, never broke the lows, right? Liquidity has been built here. The range is big. The potential expectancy of the move today based on the options market is up to 1,000 points, all right? I think it's 480 up and 500 down or something like that, all right? So be aware of that. Moving into the hourly so we can check out the volume and see where we're at. All right, here we go. All right, we are currently trading inside current week's volume. Okay, so yesterday, I was surprised how deep we came yesterday, to be honest. I was somewhat surprised that all we did is break down. But you can see here, we have the chance to set a higher low. What matters here is current week's value area low. It matters, all right? We can basically call it 500s, all right? If we're going to set the higher low here, we're going to have to hold 500s. Then we're going to have to take out the overnight high and test previous day's value area. What is that? Value area what? High, I would imagine. It just says value area. Let's just change that. Noticed a little glitch there. There we go. All right, so once we do that, this is a low volume node from the current week. You can see we went straight up, straight down. How we act in here is going to matter. So if we are going to chop today, I can see us being pinned in here or pinned in here. Very, very high probability, all right? So you got value area low from yesterday, value area high from yesterday. We're pinned in basically. We can call it 650 down to 300, all right? 650 down to 300. So there's 350 points of range and chop. We're opening up right in the middle. Is that a location I want to trade? Not really. It's not really that attractive to trade down there, is it? So we will see. Overnight volume has been created. We could argue that if we find acceptance here, over 500 and 530, there may well be a morning drive out to test the overnight highs towards 600 and through that towards 650. All right, would not surprise me to see that happen at some point this morning. If we do see that, how we act up here is going to be key. All right, so once we get to 650, 600, 650, do we fail it, turn back inside and come straight back down to safety? All right, pre-FOMC, or do they hold on to the bid? All right, do we set this? And do they hold on to this bid and base above this for the next drive up in towards 780s, 800s? All right. If we go the other way at the morning and pops fail and we don't take out the overnight high and we get stuck underneath 430 and this little pivot here, 400s, then we can watch for this move back down to 300s. All right, I'd be very careful with a look below here and fail because this is previous day value area low. All right, so a look below 300 and a reclaim of 300, we'd probably come straight back up towards the 5s. However, if, all right, there are lots of and if ors today, but that's how the market's set up because we're in the second day of range. If we lose the bid at 3s, all right? If they try and reclaim and the offer stays heavy, all right, then we can think about the gap fill, or at least a partial gap fill. So the start of Sunday's gap will take us down to 186. The full gap fill will basically take us down to 950. We have previous week's value area high down here and previous week's point of control. Gamma is also down here. They have put in a put wall down there. It is potentially an expected move today if they're going to do it. They don't have to do it, but they're positioned in case, all right? So what's my expectancy? Basically pinned in here, all right? And we'll watch edges. Edges, failed edges. Edges, failed edges, all right? I will try and avoid this, although I will consider the bid if it comes in early morning for a retest of this, but it's not the best location to be trading that, all right? It really isn't. If we're going to have a look at Gamma, let's just have a look here. All right, we can see we're holding these 390s, neutral zone, high volume level. Cool wall right now is up at 725, which is obviously over that 600, 650 block that we just talked about, all right? So if they're up here and they see the failure, right, this could be, for example, the drive and the failure and then the turn inside, all right, back down to here. And the other side, there's the gap fill, they're hanging out, the put wall at previous week point of control, right? These are the edges today, the big edges. These are like your 1,000-point range kind of edges, all right? You can see it, basically 900, 800, so we can call it 900 points of range, right? The extremes today. I don't expect those to get tested in the morning, not both sides of them, but during FOMC, very, very good chance we go and destroy a lot of people who are impatient. I don't trade FOMC, all right? I wait for the next day. That's how I like to trade. Real reaction will come on Thursday, not on Wednesday. Wednesday will be madness and you're competing with the algos. Okay, ES. Move this down. I'm going to just delete this at this point. There's a huge range, as you can see. Same thing. So potentially high, low here. They had 2 goes at it overnight. All right, look. 1, 2, failed. All right, I'll be watching these 610s today, 610s to 615s over under. That's your range, 610s to 587s. Let's call it 590s. That's the range. Edges, edges, edges acceptance, edges failure and back inside. That's what we're looking for. This is all about whether this liquidity stays trapped and we see this move here, or there's a failure here. And this is the move coming later in the week or next week. All right, is this a giant 2-leg, which we start seeing absorption on, or do we need to come lower first? I don't know, folks. It really depends on the tone today, I would say. All right, SPY, same story. You can see traded into its gap. All right, there's your massive gap. Friday into pre-market Monday. All right, we're holding the gap so far. All right, so it's being protected. It is worth noting that gap is being protected. RBS zone is down there. All right, we can still do this. We can still do this. Same story. I need to get a bit of a move on here. QQQ is the same story. We traded into the cash gap. We probably traded 50% of that cash gap. Let me just check. Yeah, bang on, pretty much. Bang on 50% of the cash gap. All right, so it is being protected. The cash gap on Qs. We are not looking at this RBS zone right now. We're not filling the gap. We're seeing a bid start to form. So I'd be watching here. Do they protect this pivot? 32s on the Qs. If the answer is yes, VWAP. If we get through VWAP, lift to 740. If we fail 740, right back down. There can be a failure anywhere in here. Remember, these buyers are currently stuck. The only buyers on the tape right now that are stuck are the Monday buyers into Tuesday early morning pre-market. All right, these buyers are stuck. No one else is stuck in the market. So we need to test these guys to see, do they get out or not? Be the easiest move to come up here and test them to make a decision, or reclaim. Okay, let's go through everything else. All right, semis are starting to find a little bit of a bid after yesterday's flush. Same kind of story. All right, semis, they want to test 250s, your over under for your sentiment change, and then all the way up here into 260s right now, but we are gapping up. So waiting to see, again, inside yesterday's range. Have to see what we do. You're going to get the clues here. We're inside yesterday's range. Software, all right, actually failing, coming back down to Friday's range. So gapped up yesterday, Monday, gave it all back Tuesday into Friday's range. Are they willing to hold a pivot for a higher low here on software? Or are we going to see the software names come right back in? Probably coming off quite a bit off the Oracle news. If you didn't see, Microsoft cancelled its deal with Oracle due to some issues, security concern issues. So Oracle, the leader normally in software, that's selling off. All right, MAG, Apple, Nice strength there, gapping up. All right, great hold down here, failing to break lows. All right, there's your little inverted head and shoulders. We're right back into this range. So they're looking for a breakout here through 300. If they get the 300 break, we have liquidity at 302, and then 305 would be the target. All right, so Apple looking so far so good. As long as they're willing to base over these sort of 97s and break 300, they got to go at it. Amazon, all right, this is the one that I want to bid on. I want it to come in a little bit here. All right, I'm not waiting for Amazon to come in down here ideally, and I want to have a go at buying this back up. That's my plan. So we'll see if that comes in. But so far this is day 3 in the range up here, protecting this. Resistance becomes support. You can see Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday open. All right, we're still holding it. I want a little dunk and a recovery, and then I'll start bidding it. Goog. Another one that I want to bid, need it to come back in. I want to bid down here in 360s where we broke out from. So 65s to 60s is an area of interest for me to get a starter position. If it flushes, I don't mind having another go down here. Under here, I cut. All right, remember, these are long-term swing positions I'm looking at. These are not little trades for a day or two. These are week and month-long holds. Meta, all right, doesn't look so good. All right, again, software impacted. All right, failing, that looks like a peak formation here. If it fails to get back above 600, it's going to be in trouble. We have gap fill potential back down to this RBS zone at 80, but that is dangerous of backside if they can't reclaim 600 soon here on Meta. Microsoft, again, software, guess what? Weak. All right, notice the difference in the charts again. So we're seeing risk off starting to come in software. Fail break, that should be your rally higher. They should have held that to keep going. They haven't. All right, so we're coming back down into this neutral zone of 90. That's your over under. If we think about here to here as this part of the range, all right, back down to the 50%. They need to bid that. If they don't bid that, I think we'll probably make new lows. So we'll wait and see there. But hopefully they bid it on softy. But again, as an index, weak in software. Gapping up here on Nvidia, all right, finding some strength at these 207s. Not a lot to be said there. Gap still open. We traded into it, all right, a couple times, and still holding this zone here. Still looks good, but we'll see. This could be a giant 2-leg, and if they can't get back above 10s, they need to get back above 10s to really get going. Again, all of these moves I think will be decided in the next couple of days, right? Once we get through FOMC. Tesla continues to sort of pull back and sell off. You know, our shareholders moving this. Retail moving from this to SpaceX, probably. SpaceX now, a bigger company, would you believe it, than Amazon and Tesla and some of the others, now trading at, I don't know, 2-point-something trillion, you know, with almost losing 5 billion last year. But don't worry, the valuations, we can just make them up right now, trading with about 8% of the float. I mean, madness, absolute bonkers, but bonkers is bonkers. That's what the market is, trades on emotion, right? Oracle, like I said, coming back in off that news, so we have to see how this acts, to see how it acts. That's pretty much it. Metals have started catching a bid the last few days, all right? Seasonality-wise, we're normally pretty strong in metals the next few days. We did have a bit of an undercut here. We haven't quite hit this. I'm surprised. I would rather they come and take out this old swing low in October before they bid it up, because we're already back to a key level. But seasonality-wise, this is normally a good time to start bidding up metals, but we will see, folks. We're just going to have to see. All right. Let's see what we get. I would say today, reduce your sizing. Expect to get chopped up. All right. Do not oversize in this market. The main, you know, liquidity events will start coming. Do I need to mark these out? I might just mark these out. Will start coming once we get the decision and then once we get the talk. All right. As in the afternoon. They will not come this morning, but you know, there have been events recently where we've moved pretty well in the morning session before, but we'll just see. I think we're probably just going to trap and frustrate, but let's see what we get, folks. That's all we can do. All right, you got about 25 seconds here. Some big buyers just came in on MOO around the 500 level. All right, so I would be watching if they're going to hold. Look, if they're going to hold the print here above 500 and 530, they have the chance to revisit 588s and then 655s. That's definitely has potential to squeeze up there on the morning drive this morning if they want to get going over this level. This is your over-under. They're going to have to make a decision this morning. Are they just going to chop it around, or do they want to make a morning drive, drive out, and then come back in? Yeah, the TradingView cursor, and I did the update, so it's a bug on the system. I will Google it later when I get time and see if there's something else we can look at. So let's see if we... Rejecting Globex value area high right now. We'll see if we come down to Globex value area low, which are currently trading this grey box, which is basically your big old no trade zone. That's your high volume node that we've been developing this week. We haven't found acceptance back inside current week's value on that morning drive. We'll see if we find acceptance back there or not. ES coming back down to close its gap into PDC. SPY doing the same. Q's holding Cool Wall 3 right now, not back down into the 732s. And SOXL failing at those 250s so far this morning. So 250 to 240 is the first range. Under 240, 232s and 230 on the semiconductors is possible. Again, expectation for the day: inside bar, inside value, choppy session. Right, that's the expectation. What's the red box? It is a low volume node from the current week, all right, where we have rejected numerous times up towards previous day value area high. I don't know why I've deleted that again. Let's put this back on area high. There we go. All right, so into this grey box, which is our choppy zone. Maybe we come and test down here, Globex value area low. If we wash that, maybe we come right down into this. We'll see. Mag pretty red here, other than Nvidia and Apple. IONQ back towards those 55s today. We'll see if they can catch a bid there and hold on or not. Okay, back into previous day point of control here. Zoom this in. Let's get this to a 1 minute. Get some volume on here for you guys. Okay, so far, some sellers came in there at value area low for the session and the point of control of 450s. There's this seller trying to walk down 100 lot at 75 right now. He just got tapped. He's still refreshed again. Yeah, Trump is talking. I did forget to say that, in honesty. We can have a look at these comments. I don't think too much yet. All right, expanding. So I think down here is probably where we're going to come and test then. This Globex value area low and options level into 390, 400. And a gap fill will be right the way down here to 310 if they're going to do it. So we're just rotating value. Nice and patient today, folks. We're not forcing anything today. These are low probability sessions right now, the last 2 days. Lots of liquidity below to fill, still down towards those 400s. Oh, I can't wait for Thursday, Friday. Honestly, I think we'll get a great market again. This is when we have to be patient. These sessions like yesterday and today, be patient. Let it build out. So I'm interested how we act into these 390, 400s. Are we going to swipe, find a bid and reclaim for a bid back up? Or are we going to come straight back down into previous day value area low? That's what I'm interested in. I'm either thinking we're either going to, ideally we don't protect it. We're either going to see this or we're going to see this build for this move here. So I'm just waiting for us to come into here and see what happens on the tape, if anything. Feels very controlled again, very much like yesterday. It's so controlled. So Excel didn't test the 240s yet. So I'll give you a readout on the mag. Tesla 1.08% down, Nvidia 0.5% up, Microsoft 1.5% down, Meta 1.65% down, Google just under 1% down, Amazon 1% down, and Apple just over 0.33% up. SpaceX 3.311% up, 3.22% up, 3.31% up. That thing's moving. Remember, not a big float right now. I mean, it does have a big float, but a lot of it's locked up. Okay, they're testing VWAP here. There was a little bit of absorption that took place there at 30s. We'll see if they are able to expand lower here or not. I would like them to come down to these levels before I really think about doing anything. Going to make a much better, easier trade if we can get down there. And we can think about both sides of the trade at that point. Doesn't feel like it wants to come down there right now. They just absorbed again at 30s. All right, so I'm taking note of that. No acceptance right now under 35 or 30s. They've had 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes of attempts. We would like them to move lower. Not because we want to sell necessarily, because we want to test some key levels. Back to VWAP we go. Buy side imbalance coming in here. There are sellers up at 500 if they want to lift. It's hard to consider this in this grey box, honestly. It is messy, 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 messy. Like the footballer. This is my leave alone zone, really. I want to test the extreme if possible. If we get back above this, I guess I can consider it. It's not ideal. There was definitely absorption taking place at 30s there, though, like we talked about. Back to value area high for the session. Choppity chop chop. All right, sellers were caught at 30s. We just tested value area high for the session. They just sold it. We've come straight back down to the 30s. We'll see if they protect these lows or not. We would actually way prefer it, like I said, down into some of these. We can make some decisions down here. I don't want to make decisions on the edge of this grey box. The reason I'm saying that is it's a very thick node that we've been developing this week. I don't really want to trade around here. I want to see how we act in the thin volume down here, all right? Do we see one of these, or do we build out versus this and then get that sell? I'm willing to play either way. I just want to see us move down into it first so that I can see who gets trapped on the tape. At the moment, we're 8 minutes into the day, and we're just trading right back into that high volume node, having rejected. All we've done this morning is reject Globex value area high, and we're coming back down to Globex value area low, and we'll see if we make a decision outside of that. Do we lose Globex value area low and come to previous day's value area low or not? Is the grey box drawn on volume on the right? On the right. No, the grey box is not based on the volume on the right. It's based on the current week volume right now. Would I be trading today if I was not streaming? I mean, if something sets up, I'll trade it. I'd be watching, but these are... I don't really often trade FOMC. All right, I watch FOMC. I watch to see if they're dovish or hawkish, or if there's something that happens which is unexpected, which I feel like we haven't priced in. But normally I feel like institutions are far, far more willing to start, playing the Thursday, Friday once we've set the tone. If you imagine FOMC, if I've said to you this morning we have potentially 900 points of range on the options changes as like potential size of the move, right? If that's that big, and that's going to wash both sets of stops out, which is why I think yesterday and today we create range. Yesterday came deeper than expected, but still did not come into the gap. All right, once we take both sides out and we balance out, we can start thinking about direction. Can I show you yesterday's value area low? And it's right there on your screen. It's right there. On NinjaTrader, I have it on 330. On TradingView, I have it around just under 300. Okay, they're trying to bid off this level. They're trying to protect it. I want them to sweep it first. This level here is what we're watching. We either want to sweep and a turn inside or to stay heavy. All right, so the things I'm looking for is either, hopefully they don't do it in one move, something like this, leaving sellers trapped, or if we build out sufficient liquidity and then do this and cannot regain that liquidity, we can look for this move here. All right, so we're playing both sides of the tape here because that's what we have to do in ranges. That's a pretty big reaction there without trading into it. Straight back to VWAP. So 400 whole number being protected. If they leave those lows alone down here, it's going to be a little bit tricky to trade. Because we want a cheap trade down here. I don't want to trade this grey box. If they just start shoving this up, it's going to be tricky. Which is not surprising given the type of day we're in. Here we go. Here comes the start of the shove back up. So I'll see if we vacate the grey box the other side, I guess. I want to be a bidder down here after a sweep. Naughty, naughty NQ. Did we do it in ES? Yes, we did. Okay, ES doing the move. So divergence there. Options are pinned in right now in QQQ, 732 to 734. Well, we waited patiently and just a nice, I don't know, 80-point move in 2 minutes there off the low without sweeping. And we'll see if we can get long for acceptance if it's going to start basing above. Not ideal. Not ideal. It's not a cheap trade, which is what we were looking for. There are some buyers caught this morning at 500. It's worth noting that. That was from pre-market, just before the open. In the market on open, MOO, we did have some buyers caught at the 500. So I'd be watching that to see if they start liquidating their position or not. Nice big fat D's profile to start the day. Fun, fun, fun. This is my no touch zone, the grey zone. It is indeed. I wanted to be a buyer under it if we washed people out. And we were very close. We were there, weren't we? It just, you know, this market, it's Mr. NQ. It moves very quick. When it's ready to go, she gone. All right, so we'll see if we find acceptance above. So 500 is the key level. That's where I told you those players pre-market on open were stuck. We'll see what the reaction here is at 500, if any. It might be no reaction. It might very well be no reaction and we go straight to high. So if we base over here, I want to be a buyer. Oh, you absolute buggers. That would have been so good down there. 120-point trade already. Sorry, folks, I can't help it. If the market moves like that, it is what it is. We've got to wait for this now to see if we're willing to hold a bid, I'd say over 480s. If we hold a bid over 480s, we can think about it. It's still in the grey box, but we'll just see. If they can trap some sellers here at 480s, I'd be interested. 500's been cleared out. So we'll see if we pull back a little bit here and if they're willing to hold a bid, and then I'll be buying that and then adding above New York Open. Oh, please don't go without me. Please don't go the whole way without me. You absolute biatch. You biatch. Pull back a little bit. Please don't take out the New York Open. Come back for me first. All right, I want to I want to get in on this dip, ideally down towards 480s. Can we pull back a little bit? There's a seller caught at the high, so I think we wick him. All right, I've put a little piece on here because I think we're going to get moving. And I'll add all the way down to 480s. I am long now, and I want to buy more. I'm small size. I want to buy more 480s, 490s. If it will pull back for me before taking out this seller at the high. I think we're just about to squeeze their faces off here. So we're at Globex value area high, New York Open. Our target will be this red box above. So we have about 80 points range if we can hold this. So I'm looking for this move here right now. Added a bit more on that dip. Come on. Here we go. Here's the break. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's see how high up we can get, folks. We're targeting Globex, ideally 580s. Selling some into the drive, just in case it's a failed break. But I'm trying to get up to 580s here. And over 580s, we're looking for 650s. Sorry, folks, I know we had to join late. Like I said, if we hold above the grey box, there's your grey box, right? I would much rather have done this and been a cheap buyer here. It didn't give it to us. It went straight up. I can't do a lot with it. There's the pullback on the grey box. I've sold some into this. If we keep holding any hold above here, I'm going to keep trying to look for this move up. And if we need to flush down to test this, we can. So that's why I've paid myself just in case that they're going to do the wick run. Because if we come under here, we can lose the bid again. So we want 480-ish to hold here. 480-ish, 80-ish to hold here. And if they lose that, and we want to cut, I've paid myself no matter what. It's a good hold there into the 80s. It's getting a bit nasty on the book here. What are you doing with this? They're bidding down to 62s at the moment. Just be aware of that. Want to be careful if it's a failed break above the high. So it needs to hold the top of this kind of zone here. Otherwise, we want to take this off. And also, SOXL got stuck at 250. Big rejection there at 250. All right, do you know what? I'm going to de-risk a little bit here, just in case they're going to get nasty with it. So paid myself about $700 there on that little move. So this is the zone that they have to hold. Are they willing to hold this zone? If not, we can rotate right back to the low of day, which is why I've de-risked some size here, folks. Ideally, they hold this. Nice, good hold. Right, I want to reclaim a 500s and then a squeeze. Here we go. You got to get back over these sellers at 22s for to feel comfortable. And I'll add in now on a base above everything, not before. So I've de-risked my size considerably here. And I will stop out if we lose this little shelf. Yeah, out of that now. What do I make there? $648. That's it. I can always get back in. Just conscious of SOXL rejecting 250 there. Big rejection on the semis. It had 2 attempts. And that's your big cool wall today. So we're pinned in up there. So we can come back to 240s now on SOXL if they want. And if they lose that, we can rotate to the put wall, which would not surprise me today if they want to do that all morning long, like up, down, up, down. If we start reclaiming here, can get back in for the same look, but I don't want to trade this grey box really. It's possible that they need to come down here and hold this. The danger here is they lose this, they do this full rotation down. They did not sweep this. So if they want to be nasty, they do that. This is my no trade zone, so I'm trying to avoid that right now. Please stop, mouse. It's just getting ridiculous. Watching to see if they can reclaim value here. ES looks good. Great hold on ES. If we start reclaiming here, I'll have another go at it. Big if. We're not through value area high yet. We're still, at the moment, we're failing outside Globex value area high and New York open, and we haven't swept the low. So we've had this first push up, sold some, took the rest off. Now just waiting to see how this develops. If they're going to be really choppy today, they'll come all the way back down. And like we said, it's very possible that this becomes a very choppy session. Build the liquidity out for FOMC, trap all the players who are unwilling to take profits and lock in. and then use all the liquidity later. All right, here's VWAP, so that we could come right back down now. If they can't protect this, it's very possible that they wash down to low of day if they're unwilling to protect. There's some big buyers coming in here, and I would be surprised if they let them get their way at 60s. There you go, back down towards the lows. I think it's possible. Point of control right now at 450. These buyers getting washed out. Don't know why they got so aggressive there at midpoint of the range. Seems kind of a stupid thing to do. And those buyers are at 465, so they need to get back above 465s for them to get any form of comfort. Rejecting 465 so far. There you go, they're going to get hurt right back down towards the lows. So they're going to chop this whole thing back down like we talked about. Not surprising. This is the kind of day. It's why we lock some in when we get that liquidity run. Please, mouse, stop it. Stop. All right, do they come and sweep the lows now would be the only question I now have. Do they do the move that we were looking for earlier? And we're going to avoid this grey box again. I'm not going to trade sell side until I see how we act at these lows. These lows are going to become important here. Grey box chop. Grey box chop. Here it comes. We need to see it down here or above this. I'm not trading in this grey box. Way too dangerous to trade in this grey box. That's all I've got today. This is all I've got on my winning sheet. That's it. Small day. De-risked. We take our time. All right. We do not force. If they don't want to play ball today, they don't have to. Like I said, it is not a high probability day. You can see even today now, this big D shape. So inside the current week, high volume node, we are now creating volume in the current session. No acceptance above Globex value area high, no acceptance below Globex value area low, still trading inside yesterday's value, choppity chop chop. See money, take money kind of session right now. My small is your 1 micro. Well, it depends what account I'm trading, right? And how much far I'm past can't think, buffer. All right, so I can get a little bit more aggressive when, you know, if my buffer is at 2,500, right, and I'm at, you know, basically 7,000, I can add in a little bit more aggressively. Do I copy trade accounts? When we're in a pro trend, I do. Not when we're not in pro trend. Do I have a live account? Yes, but I use it for swings. Tell you what, SOXL struggling. Semi-struggling a bit here this morning. So you can see the gamma level, the 250s we talked about. Twice tagged it on a 5-minute rejection. Coming back down to the 240. Like I said, we lose 240, we can fill the gap, right? So we're pinned in here. If they lose this, they can attack that pre-market low. If they lose that, we fill the gap. We come to the put wall. Maybe we come back up from it. Projected move though, they pinned it. They've said, hey, we can go for 200. They are saying to you right here with this, hey, if this is a 2-leg pullback and we don't like what the Fed chair says and we're going to be higher for longer, they priced that move in. I doubt you see that this morning. That would be this afternoon if you see it at all. But doesn't mean they get it. Let's talk about the upside. Where have they priced in for the upside? 270. So they've got a 70-point range here that they've priced in for the biggest call wall and the biggest put wall in one single session. Just let that sink in. How nasty today can be in FOMC. It does not surprise me in the slightest what they're doing. All right, back to top of grey box, back to New York. possible up here if they find acceptance over grey box. Right now, just still rotating value. What do I think about the market right now? On MNQ, I think about exactly the same as it is on NQ. No, there's no change. We're just tight. We're coiled. We are coiled. Like if you look at, where are you guys? Right, we are asking. Market's done this on purpose. Let's see this. This is done very much on purpose. All right. This is where we're pinned. Okay, now the further extremes would be previous day's value, won't they? So if we break this and hold, we can come up here. And if they lose that, we come back down. Same here. If they break this and hold, we can come down here. If we reclaim, we come up here. Otherwise, we trade down to previous week. We are pinned here for a reason, all right? Think about, if we do this all morning, think about the amount of stops here, 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 and here, and here. A lot, all right? I wouldn't be surprised to see FOMC come up here and down here, right? Wouldn't surprise me. And even down here, they've priced in a move down here. We can see this whole range be traded, and I don't know which one it hits first and which direction, but I know that whole range can be traded. We are tight for a reason. They are building out liquidity for the next move. What trade copy? Yes, affordable indicators is what I use. Link should be in chat somewhere. Otherwise, I can post it if it isn't. Okay, back down towards these lows. Relative weakness in the QQQ. Again, semiconductors rotated. They've come from 250. We're going to tag 240 here. If they lose 240, we can test that pre-market low 236. They lose 236, we're going to come and fill the gap all the way down towards 225 on the semiconductors. All right, that's the move that the semis are looking like. We have weakness in the semiconductors right now versus the broader market. MAG is all selling off other than Nvidia and Apple, which are still green. Broader market, AMD's holding up all right. Netflix coming in for that gap fill. Hood looks good. UUU looks okay. It's up on the day, but still not above the key levels I'm looking at. USAR up 2%. AVGO looks good. Healthcare looks good again. Oscar Health, you just will not let me in. Mixed bag on some of these quantum names. IREN's down, IONQ's up, MVTS up pretty good here, just under 4%. Rigetti down. UNH coming in a bit, which is good. We would like that to come in a bit more. Okay, here's value area low from Globex. So maybe we come down here. This is going to be the decision point now. So these are the trades we're looking at early. Are we going to see a recovery here of this level and a squeeze back up to here? And then what happens here? Are they coming for previous day? Now that we're breaking outside of value, these candles, once they go, don't they? They're just like, no, hold my beer, I'm going. So I will watch to see how we act here at 400 and 423s. Do we reclaim, or are we staying heavy for the move back down for the gap fill? SOXL under that 240, coming down to pre-market low. Everything we just talked about. All right, big buyer coming in here at 80s, and he's stuck. And we haven't come to retest 400s. Or anything of interest to me. So 400s, 424 is where I'm looking for over-unders both ways. Such a quick moving market. Here we go. Come on. Let's see what you do at 400. Big buyers coming down here, so I don't think they will be protected all day. There's about 200 lots just come flying in here on the tape. Can you come a bit higher, please? 400 to 420 so I can see what you want to do. Protection of pre-market low there on SOXL, coming up for the 240 test. Now, if they reject 240s and we reject anywhere from 400 to 420s, I will consider the short. That might be it. That might have been it into 90s. Might not get further enough up. It should be annoying. I think we're going to break lower here. Please, can you come higher first? Right, short in this. Here we go. Looking for previous day value area low. I wanted it higher, it just wouldn't come. Paid myself 1 there. We're looking for 330s and 313s. And I do not want this now above 80s. If we come above 80s, I'll probably cut and then start a new position. So this is what we just talked about. This move here, if you go back to when we were here earlier, I said this is one of the moves we're looking for. So the decision point basically from here to do this move down into here, or a reclaim to go back up. We just rejected it, so I went short. I was looking for a fill up here, but it didn't come. Big seller at these lows. We need to get under 50s now, otherwise this seller's going to get caught. We need to expand under 50s. Good. Stay heavy under 50s now, otherwise the seller will get caught. Looking for 330s here for previous day value area low based on NinjaTrader. It's slightly different on TradingView. So I'm looking for 330s and 314s. Here we go. 330s, don't be a dick for a tick. I might have been a dick for a tick there. I might have missed a fill there by 5 points. Come on. You bugger. Come on. If this comes over 80s, I'll cut this. I only got one payment off there. That's annoying. Yeah, they're protecting previous day. So this, for me, on NinjaTrader, all right, is at 330s right here. So we're watching this. Above 80s, I'm out, and I'll look for a re-add if we stay heavy at 400 and 425s. If we reclaim, if we go 425s and hold a base at 400 or above 380s, I will then think about the long. I have to, because it's based on what we're doing in this market. Okay, back through the 240s on SOXL, protected pre-market low. I want to get short if we can pop here. I've cut my position, so I'm flat. Please come higher now. Another big seller coming in at these lows. Be very careful now. If these sellers get caught, we're going to move higher. Oh, you got to come higher for me to get short. They're testing 250, 350, sorry. It's that seller at the low who's caught. So at 350 and 372 are the levels of the big sellers who just come in. I would much rather we can lift to 400 and 420 to test. If we can come up there and test, I can make a decision on what next. Remember, we expect chop today. This is a key level. If we come back above this, where I've cut, we can come and test all the way up here if they really want. Which would mean no acceptance outside of Globex value, even though we didn't test previous day. Please come higher. I need to get short in this. Please, 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 please. No, no, just going to break. All right, if they stay heavy versus 350, I'll be forced to put something on. Fuck me. What a mean market. Didn't give me my fill, stopped me out, and then ran. Then didn't give me my fill to get short. All right, if we stay heavy underneath value and underneath the gap, we can think about this move down here. So the next trades I'm now thinking about is if we build liquidity out here and stay heavy, we can think about this move. All right, if they wick this and reclaim this, this will be our long trigger back inside value. All right, this is your cover point one. Obviously, I'm not in it because market's being mean to Alex today. Sorry, folks. Stop. I had my stop at 80. What did it go to? 85. Of course it did. Of course it did. Less size, wider stops. I don't use wider stops just because you're saying it. You use wider stops. I use my stops where the liquidity is. All right, they're done for a reason. So back towards this same level. You've now, by the way, hit value though. So low hanging fruit has been taken. I will watch here. We're starting to reject 80s again. If we reject 80s or 400s, I'll be interested in putting some size on. But the low hanging fruit is gone, obviously, which makes it harder now. Because we've just tagged into this. We didn't quite fill the gap. Did Qs fill the gap? No, they didn't quite fill the gap either. So you're watching 732s on the Qs, I'd say here. All right, here we go. 400s. What happens here? 400s to 420s, 430s. What happens here? Do you reclaim and shove, or do you sell it? Come the buyers. There's passive selling. Watching this 400, see how we act. We turn here and don't hold 80s. I want to get short. I put a little piece on there. If we hold 80s, I'm out. Here we come. Don't hold 80s now. Don't hold 80s now. Come all the way back down. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Back down. Come on, baby. Try not to peel it off. Come on, baby. Back down you come. Come on, baby. Don't want this wiggle at 70s and 80s. Come down. Out. Not going to overstate. Holding a higher low, leaving those sellers trapped now. I tried the 400 on the turn. I'll get back in if we stay heavy. Very tricky tape here. Okay, back under 80s. There's a little imbalance here. It's important. The buyer is at 58, so under 58 we'll see weakness. At the moment, we're just chopping. And SOXL is back above 240. If it holds a 240 bid, it's going to be a problem. Okay, here we go. 58's trading under. Let's see now if we see weakness. So the rotation right now is 58 to 80. I'm going to try and get short here again. Don't want to get caught. It's the only thing at value area low. I want to be really careful. Alex, you want to be really careful here thinking about a sell, Alex, don't you? Because you're right next to value area low. Do you really want to be doing that, my friend? They can come right back to 430 before they make a decision. Sorry, I'm having to talk to myself here a little bit. So 80s, the rotation. Through here, they can go 430s. I might wait for 430 before I make a decision here. Good protection of value. Okay, up to 430s we're going to go, I think. And let's see how we act when we get up there. Sorry, folks. I have to talk to myself sometimes to stop myself getting the wrong side of a trade when I want to be aggressive. There's a 400 rejection. Didn't get to 430s again, rejecting up here. Lots of liquidity being built here. Buyers so far are protecting 58. Under 58, I think we probably wash. I'd much rather this comes to 430 before it makes a decision, though. SOXL dancing on the 240s as well. So we came under, we reclaimed, we pulled back. They have the potential to hold 240 here. So it's just options chains ruling the market right now. So I'm just going to try and let this come up, if it can, come up to 420, 430 into that low volume node on the day to make a decision up there to see if it wants to find acceptance back inside the opening range or not. Trying to just leave it alone for a minute. My hand's off the mouse. 400s again. This low volume node all the way up to 430 is what I'm watching. Do buyers get caught here, or do we just find acceptance back inside? And we did tap previous day value area low. Here we go. Higher the better right now. That was a good leave alone from me to talk myself out of that. All right, here comes the 30 test. This is decision time. If you filled in Trend Friend Pro this morning, I will have to do it afterwards. But if you filled it in and you've not found that it's working, it's probably because you didn't fill the form in correctly. The amount of people who don't read the form and they put their surname in where it says trading view name is massive. All right, there's the tag into 430s. Watching this same thing. Now, the problem now is thinking about sell side is we've taken low hanging fruit, gone from one side to the other. We can hold this. So I have to wait now to see if these buyers become trapped and we do this move here. It's perking my interest, but I know we can base here. So here we go. You can see why I waited. All right, I want to get sell side in this now. I want to see a rejection of 400. Please don't melt the whole fucking way now that I've waited and didn't get filled. Please. Market, you're being really mean to me this morning. When I'm patient, you won't fill me. Right, want to see a rejection of 85 towards 400 now. I don't want a reclaim of that orb, so a rejection of 85 to 400, and then I think we can break lower. If we reclaim it, there's no short, so I need this buyer up here to get trapped. Here comes the move to 85. So here to 400 needs to be rejected. Otherwise, we're going straight back higher. Waiting for the tape to turn. There's a wiggle here on a tape. Here's 85. There's a wiggle. All right, I've got a piece on here, and we'll see if we're willing to break down. And if it stops me out, so fucking be it. I need to see this get under 50 to feel very comfortable. Come on. Big seller coming in here. Do not absorb him. Come on, baby. Finally, he was patient. Come on. 50s, break 50s, and wash low of day, please. Please stop. Stop with the games. I've been very patient here. You are starting to really piss me off this morning. Oh, come on, get under 50s. 57s. Come on. Come on. You've got to stay heavy versus 85s here. Oh, mate. Come on. Yes, finding some strength. Come on, NQ. SOXL holding 240. Don't like that. We are chopping 240s. Do I just de-risk here? I needed to move underneath this. Underneath this, we get going. No. All right, out again. Oh, my days. I was up pretty good on that as well. Do I trade off the buy sell signal? Do you see me trading purely off the buy sell signal? No. Why not? We're in a range, so I'm not trying to trade this signal in a range. Right, I'm still looking for the same thing, but now we're starting to see a recovery. Again, flat on the day. Here's my day now. You can see this red trade here. Oh, don't want a price alert. There you go. It is what it is. Oh, semi's recovering 240s. All right, no more shorts for me now. Recovering 240s and back inside range. And the chop will start and continue now. Cannot fight it. I am surprised we didn't come back down to value area low. The auction at the low, it's all right. It's not the best. Maybe they're just leaving it for later. There's buy lots at 80, 70, 57, and sell lots at 50, 65, and 67. Maybe we're saving that for later. Wouldn't surprise me. PSC down there as well. Yeah. I mean, we were trying to attack. Remember, we were trying to use this low volume node to see if we'd then do this move. It was very close and they protected 50s. Like I said, I'd be comfortable under 50s. Eat the stop. It is what it is. I tried it. Back inside the grey box. No trade zone. Leave it alone. Thanks very much. Don't want to fight it. Semi's holding the 240s. So again, this chop here dictating the market right now. This options chain here dictating the whole market right now, as it has every other day. Failing 250s, down to 240s, recover 240s, back to VWAP, probably test 240s again. Under 240s weakness, over 240s chop, over 250s strength. That's kind of the market right now. It is being dictated by these semiconductors, and we are, I would say, we're internally rotating today inside the semiconductors, because you're seeing Nvidia flat and you're seeing the likes of AMD comfortably up. So if we think about what's happening, the rotation inside that sector, right? Nvidia flat on the day, doesn't look particularly good, right? AMD trying to base and go, but again, the move up much bigger. If we think about INTC, All right, moving aggressively off the lows, off that after hours level. That is a big move. If we think about MU, all right, aggressively moving off lows right now, but stuck at VWAP. It is just a big rotation right now. The grey box chop, choppity chop. Back to VWAP. Okay, well, there we go. No acceptance under here. That's clear as day. We've now set a level here and a level here, and this is the pin. And we're now protecting that. So where I was looking for weakness, maybe just got looked for something that wasn't there. They didn't want to do it today. Maybe it should have just bid value today. And there we go. At least we eat the stops. That move up has left so much buy-side liquidity on the way down. I don't think I'm going to play the buys if we recover up here, even though I think it can squeeze. I just think I'm asking for it at this point, trying to play a continuation inside internal range. I'm absolutely asking for it. Alex, do you ever tilt? Yeah, absolutely. You would have seen me tilt on here before. I talk about it. I try not to trade when I tilt. I openly talk about it. This isn't tilty action for me today. It's frustrating that I've missed fills and stuff, but I don't consider it like tilty action. If they get outside this grey box, they can try and attack higher, but you can see this node here. Again, Qs are pinned in. Back to the 734 call wall. Just tag that call wall, failed. So if they find acceptance over that call wall, maybe they get going on the Qs, but at the moment they're failing up there. And we haven't been above that since 9:45 this morning. Semis are starting to get going though. Or at least they're trying. They are really trying to get going here, the semiconductors. Am I long? No, absolutely not. We haven't pulled back and held since I stopped out. We haven't pulled back and held this. This is the no trade zone. I don't want to touch anything in here. Not for me in there. Look at these imbalances that's left. It's just ripped higher and left all of this. Shht. Right back into the chop zone. Oh, they're going to start just pumping this to new highs now. H1 rebalancing the whole H1. So failed breakout outside the last H1, coming up to the previous H1 open price right now. And point of control on the current week and the chop zone. SOXL still going into a key level here. And Qs can't get through that call wall, stuck at the call wall for now. Do I ever miss DJing? No. I was talking about this the other day. Someone was asking me. I got zero interest in it, honestly. I hate to be horrible. I look at it and just think how fucking wanky it looks now. Just like, what? What a wanky affair of social media people. Just like, look at me. Look how important I am. Look at my self-righteousness. Look at me posting a video with a drink. Look at me dancing behind the decks. Look at me trying to be viral. It's like everything I fucking hate. I absolutely despise it. I love music. I love house music. I hate what the scene's become. I absolutely hate it. I think it's like every other industry, right? It's just the talent's gone. To be successful now, your talent needs to be how good you are with your thumbs on your phone at taking an image and editing it. Yeah, it's wanky, man. Hey Alex, I just met payout eligibility on Lucid, my first ever payout. Thank you so much, man. As soon as it lands, I'm going to join Discord. Hey, nice work, Phantom. Congratulations. So you can see they're chopping this grey box. This is why it's our leave alone zone. I've probably got one more bullet today. It's quite early, but we'll see. The opportunity they have right now is if they are willing to base above here. For this move here. It's a shame because down here this morning I said we'd look for longs and recoveries. And because of the size of the momentum of that move and missing the fill, I was probably trying to force this gap fill a little bit too much, but there we go. Okay, they still can't get through the cool wall on the Qs right now. They are stuck inside that cool wall. Micron is pushing, yeah. I mean, the semis are pushing. If we go to this since we last looked at it, right? Look at this run. It's very different than it was like even a few minutes ago. There's a 240 over under. There's a 250 fail. Cool wall fail. Midpoint under 240. We were seeing sell side pressure. They chopped. They held. Squeeze back up. All right, they can come right back up here now if they want. I mean, they can build this out to do this move if they want. They can also come back down here and use this later. I don't know what they're going to do because we're pinned in. We are pinned in for FOMC. They are doing a very good job at doing exactly what they should do. Trap liquidity, frustrate traders, make them leave their stops in silly positions, and then use them later to go and run them out. It's exactly what they should be doing. Oh yeah, stop trading. If you've got your payout, just stop, and you'll get it. If it's Lucid, you'll get it after the New York session closes. Yeah. You're in shorts until 2 p.m. Well, calm. I don't know where you're in from or why, but I mean, I don't know, my friend. It doesn't look very good right now. All right, if we start basing above here, I'll consider it. Big sellers trying to reject up here at the in front of the 510s, which is value area high. If we're going to base above this, I'll consider it. I'd much rather we pull back deep first before we did anything else. This market does not want to do anything I want it to do today. So there's big sellers up here at 500. We're going to squeeze them out and go high of day here. It's just how far can we pull back first? And there's lots of liquidity up at 550, so I wouldn't mind maybe final trade of the day if they are willing to pull back and hold some key level here and base out. Don't want to join the squeeze up. I want to join on a pullback if possible. Maybe back down towards 470 or something. If it just goes straight up, I don't know what I'm going to do here. I've got a funny feeling here. We're just going to go 530, 550 without letting me in. Ideally, we come back down towards 65 and 70s and then see a reaction, and then I can bid back over. Why do I think you're just going to rip it? Yeah, I fucking get it. Oh, it does not want to let me in today. Not for one move. Why did I not consider previous day low for entry? Previous day low entry is right down here, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't even get down there, so we didn't get there for the entry, mate. Oh, we didn't even close the gap. We wicked previous day value area low and turned, and then just chopped here for a while and then accelerated away and never came back for a retest of 90s, and we're accelerating away. All right, watch these 250s here on the semiconductors. for break or fail break. This thing's pumping. I still want to get long now because we're now above this node. This was like the first trade of today, trying to get up into here. I want to see if there's a way of joining. Sellers are now caught at 500s. Okay, so you have about 200 lots caught at 500s. Here's the 550 level that I called because you can see the liquidity added here. And after that, we're going to go 600, 580, 600. So I would like to get long if they are willing to pull back and hold something meaningful. ES coming up to its 605, which is its big gamma level here as well. So we want to get long in this. It's just going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze and not let me in now. Any pullback which holds versus 500, I'm going to try and get long. I don't really want it to come to 70s now. So we'll see. Did we take high of day? We did. So need to be careful there. Low hanging fruit has been taken, but I will try. Here's New York Open and bid this down to 500s just below. We come in a little bit more. A tiny piece on now versus New York Open, not versus at New York Open. Sorry, I want this to come down to 500s. If we lose 500s, then we're going to come 65. So small size looking for this. I am long here at New York Open. I'd like to see it come deeper. I'm tiny, tiny, tiny size. And Alex might get caught here because it's a big old squeeze. So he will be very careful with his stop under 500. Come back a bit more. Come back a bit more for me. Down, 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 down. Come down. Come and test the player. Otherwise, I'm never going to have enough size on. Please, can you come and test 500? Please. Come on. All right, show me what you're going to do. I'm watching these players around here, these sellers, to see if they become buyers in this market or not, or if they add and get absorbed. I added a bit there. That was the 500 test I was looking for. Nice. If we recover New York, I'll add more. Adding a bit more here. Let's see if we can expand up now. Big buyer coming in here. Come on, we need to squeeze now. We need to squeeze. We need to go 580s now. You fucking idiot buyer that did that. You idiot buyer that did that up there. You ruined this move. You fucking idiot buyer who just did that. You literally ruined this move. Just as I added, we had a big boy come in at a stupid level. He just absolutely ruined that then, that guy who just came flying in. I'll reassess this. Obviously out now because we're under 500. I'll reassess. And they are still being very aggressive buying this now on the top of this grey box, which is doesn't fill me with hope here, but we'll see. If we recover fives, which we're starting to do, and recover New York Open, I'll start getting in again. Here's the recovery of fives. You've got to squeeze back up. I think we're going to go 550, 580 here. But it's just about how much they need to play games first. Do they need to come down to 65s first now because of what they've just done? No, big buyer messed it up, not the big seller. I don't care about the seller. It's the big buyer who keeps getting himself caught. So he just bought 25s, 97s, and 92s. He bought a 58 lot, 125 lot, and 113 lot market. Not passive market. He's not absorbing the tape. He's just hammering market. It's not what I'd want to see. But you're asking questions without understanding the very basic principles of how the market works. You need to understand the difference between aggressive players and passive players to understand how a market works. Right, still waiting to see. If we can get back above New York, I feel good. I'm still not in this now because I cut the first one. All right, back to the fives. So the rotation right now is basically 90 to 25. That's where the buyers are stuck. Over 25s, we start going. Come on, we look better here. You got to lift, mate. You've got to lift. These hourly bars. Yes, we're going to revisit New York Open. It looks like it. Looks like it needs to test it. We might test 60s here. Grid, too many days in a row without a giveaway. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that why you turn up here? Well, maybe you guys can smash the like buttons like we get to 1,200 likes and we do giveaways. It's not my fault if you guys don't do your job. I'm not going to give you a giveaway. I don't have to give you giveaways. That also shouldn't be why you're here, my friend. Okay, you guys, you keep repeating the same question. Dumb question. Okay, so you already know it's a dumb question. Why, when we get big buyers, does it drop? If everyone's a buyer, shouldn't it keep going? I'm going to give you the same answer I gave you about 10 seconds ago. You need to understand the difference between an aggressive order and a passive order. If you don't understand that difference, you can't read it. You can't read order flow. There is a very big difference between an aggressive player on the tape and a passive order on the tape. If there's a big buyer, a big aggressive buyer marketing in and the price moves lower, what does that mean? Sell side absorption. That's why, because he gets stuck. No, I'm not going to sit. I'm not. No, guys. I go over it a million times. A million times I go over it. Do the course or do some free lessons. I can't keep going over it for you guys. It's getting silly at this point. There's a million videos where I go over it, a million shorts where I go over it. There's a whole course on my YouTube where I go over it. It's not that you're peeing me off. It's that I answered you and you've posted it 3 more times. I don't see why you need to spam it. I'd already answered you. Okay, back down to the 260s like we talked about. ES holding New York VWAP. SOXL can't break the 250s. QQQ trying to hold its cool wall at 734. Still nothing to do now. Oh, Alex hates Rangers. Oh. And we can come down to 20s now. If they can't hold the bid at sort of 60s here, or 50s, point of control, we can come down to 20s. And if we lose 20s, we can come right back down to 400 again. And if we lose 400, we can potentially make a new low, because I don't love that auction at the lows underneath 69s right now. Doesn't look amazing to me, but we'll see. So here we go. They're going to test 440s here on this shelf edge. And if they lose that, then come right back down into this next level. Messy action, as we expect for FOMC. No continuation today outside of the chop. So we are still just protecting previous day's value. And really, I could argue that we're protecting Globex value. So we're very tight in here. There's no acceptance outside of here. This is the range right now. Buyers can step in here. All right, for current session. If they don't step in there and you see this, then we're going to make new lows, I would imagine. And like I said, I don't think this auction down here is particularly amazing. I think it's messy. Would this be a failed auction? Of what? Above value? Yeah. And below value? Yeah. If you're just looking at Globex, failed below, failed above. We haven't tested IB yet. All right, we haven't tested IB yet. And we haven't, I mean, I guess we have tested previous day's value area low. So it's not a failed auction. It's for value. It's creating a pinned in range here. Same range as we talked about this morning. Again, most of this, by the looks of it, is semis dictating. So they're coming for that pullback in. And do they absorb here and have another go at 250s on the semis would be the question I would pose right now. Do they put in a higher low here after 5, 10, 15-minute run-up? Do they do a 10, 15-minute pullback and an attempt to break 250s? Or do we just stay pinned in all day between 250, 240 until we get to the chair, which is probably the most likely thing. SpaceX pulling back, yeah. You're seeing some profit taking over there on SpaceX for sure. Like I said, it's retail heavy. You normally get a pump for a few days, and then we see what's what. I mean, back into value since the open, as in since its float. All right, and if they lose this, if they're not willing to bid down here, I gave these levels to my friends yesterday. 75s needs to be protected by buyers. If they lose 75, I wouldn't be surprised for you to come and break 150, honestly. So I'm certainly not touching that thing. I'm long in the ETF so that I have a bit more protection. So I'm not fully in one thing. All right, here goes the move on SOXL. So they're trying to do that pullback for flag to break 250 on SOXL. All right, so this is literally dictating the market here. Right here, here's the pullback. Failed in front of 250, big drive, 2-leg pullback. This is what they're trying to do now. And if they do successfully do that, NQ will probably find a bid. Big buyers coming in here again on NQ market side. Don't really understand why they keep doing this today. It's kind of bizarre that they're just blotting areas like that inside range. That is mental. Don't understand who would bid like that. That's what I mean. He's just got them caught again. So he's forcing this move down by being silly. Same with the guys up here. They force the move down by being silly. They're being silly right there. Silly, silly, silly people. They got to know something. There's nothing, guys. You're acting like we're in a huge melt. Like it's weird when you say stuff like that. Like, does this look like a reason to freak out right now? I'm interested. Does this look like a reason to freak out, or are we just inside range? All right. This is not the market freaking out. That's the market freaking out. That's the market really freaking out. That doesn't look like a market freaking out to me. Certainly not. Looks like a range day. Right, wait and see what happens here. This low volume node. This, if I was a buyer, I'd want to protect this. All right, that's it. I'd want to protect that buy side. If I'm a buyer, that's what I'm trying to protect. If they lose that, I don't know how we're going to do this, but if they lose this, we can build this for this. I don't think I want to trade that in the AM session. We already looked at that once, so I'm losing interest in the market right now. And we're pinned. It's just the options market pinned. So that failure on ES 605s, we didn't quite get there, but it was the gamma level. We are pinned. Pinned. Do I think something's big coming? Yeah, well, of course. If we have 2 inside bars, which we have, then yes, a big move is coming. Like, by the nature of that. The longer we have inside bars, the longer we stay inside a value, the bigger the move outside of it will be, right? Definitely. Trump's talking, is he? Let me have a look. Is he not at the summit? What's he talking about? It's irrelevant. India's heavily investing in the United States. great meeting on AI. If India were attacked, we'd help. Iran leadership want to make a deal. Sorry, I thought a deal was made. Sorry, what did you just say, mate? I thought a deal was made. We've made a deal. The deal was made in Sunday. No one's seen it or heard about it since. And now they want to make a deal. It's hilarious. That's just waffle. Okay, into this low volume node. We can make a decision what happens outside of this. Outside of this. ES back down to lower day, so weakness over there on the ES. Semi still holding. This is the area here that the market needs to hold. If they're not willing to hold this, it is going to be majorly problematic for the market. Because like I said, I don't think that auction at the low looks particularly great. So if we start losing 80s here, it will be a slide. I won't be trading it. I've had so many goes. It just seems like every time we do this, it's gone without giving me the opportunity to take anything. So I'm not going to trade these edges for expansion mode, even though I think it's probably going to happen. Just ES coming lower day, breaking lower day now. So it all depends what they do with this next. Here we go back to the 90s. If they lose this, we probably go all the way down into the low of day and probably sweep the low of day. ES starting to let go. So I bet they don't build out any liquidity here. I bet it's a straight tank. I bet they're horrible with it. So the buyers, the sellers are stuck at 370s. 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 I think I'm probably leaving it alone. I don't think we have edge in the market right now. Well, not for how I like to trade. Not right now. We'll see. Maybe after FOMC, but I cannot see that happening. I hate trading FOMC. I just think you're asking to get hurt, but we'll see. Look at ES with the low coming back up. So if they reject close price on ES and you're adamant on trading something, you might get that move. If they reject 32s here and break 80 break is where it sends it lower. Otherwise, we go back into range again. Back into range again. Alex, when Soxel leaves the market, we look at Mag 7. I mean, I still look at Mag 7, yeah, but if we go on, we just have to be aware of that AI trade altogether now. Like it's a big part of why the market's moving, even for the Mag, right? If you just look at the relationship between, like, let's talk about Microsoft and Oracle, like that deal, how much that impacted those two stocks, like how much of them, other than Apple, who aren't protected from AI stuff, but they haven't lent into it the same way the others have, especially Google, Meta, and Microsoft with their spend on it. Oh my God. Am I in a trade now? No, I just said I can't see me putting something on right now until I see significant build out. All we're doing, if you guys are range traders, this is your paradise right now, all right? Fail break after fail break after fail break. Right, but we're not testing extremes. Extremes for me are here, really. This is all we're doing today. Fail break, recovery, fail break, back inside, back inside, back inside. There's nothing going on here. I like to trade this model here, or this model here, which hasn't come. Can argue it came here, but trying to trade against that block is tough. Very tough to trade against that block. And now we've got market sellers coming in at 34s. All right, I'd watch ES into PDC here if they reject that or not. I think that's going to be somewhat of an indication. Maybe I'll consider a sell if I see a clear rejection on the market for alignment here. But there is big selling taking place at 435 right now. And this is the edge of the grey box. So I'd need to see a rejection of 435, a build out of liquidity here if I was going to play sell. It's very risky. And this move here. There's a rejection here. That's good. It's a good start. Problem is they can still do this right now. So we need to see this built out. And I want to see buyers get hurt. And I want to see ES do exactly what it's doing right now, which is rejecting PDC and trade lower. And we would need to come back under 400s really. We would need to see this move underneath current value. And stop the flickering underneath here. All right. And stay heavy here, leaving buyers trapped. Otherwise, if you're trying to fade this, you're going to get caught in this move here. So I'm trying to wait, let it build out, let it show me something, because buyers, like we talked about, can still protect this node here. All right, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to protect this to get this. And sellers clearly protecting that right now. I don't want to trade this. I want to trade if buyers get stuck. If buyers in here get stuck, I'll consider it. I might not trade it at all because it looks pretty rough. You think they're all looking for the high probability of closing the gap? I don't think so. I think ES and SPY's already closed the gap. I don't think they're looking for anything right now other than to trap people in. I really don't think they're looking for anything other than to lure people in. Back into grey box we go. ES PDC. So here's the PDC test ES. This is your over-under test ES basically. But it's already taken low-hanging fruit out of the lows now. And SOXL suddenly looks like it wants to push up towards 250. It's funny how they time that. So that low volume node looks like it's going to hold here. Wow. Wow. Okay, I will play sell now. Like we've talked about, if they stay heavy. Big rejecting SOXL. All right, these are the levels now that we just talked about. Don't run away. Don't run away. Fucking asshole, man. Anyone else's ninja's frozen? My ninja can't even keep up now. Everything's frozen. You got that? My whole thing's frozen. Everything's frozen. See if we can get back online here. Can't get online. That candle just destroyed Ninja. Oh, let's see if I can close it down and reopen. See if we can get this open. I can't even read the order flow for you right now. Sorry, folks. Okay, so swept value there. Like I said, it needs to build out liquidity here, and under here you see weakness. They did it in one move. That's nice of them, isn't it? So you can see if they now protect this for the sell continuation. All right. You buggers. And they filled the gap there as well. I'm gonna Ninja, please, Data Ninja, please give me Data Ninja, please. Okay, we're back. We're back. I had to do a full restart. Okay, big bids coming in here. ES hit its 20-day, so mean reversion completed ES. SOXL hit its 240, come back up. I'm going to watch 400 to 420 here to see if they want to fade it for a retest of the lows. Okay, that's what I'm watching for. If they reclaim the whole thing, there's nothing to do because we did take the low-hanging fruit. So I want to see if this area here now becomes resistance or not, basically. Do they start washing this? 400 test here. All right, I've got a little piece on short side here. And I'm looking for a retest of value area low and then see if we want to move lower. Here we go. Thank God I got that booted up fast enough. Here we go, folks. So watching 50s here. Don't want them to absorb 50s. Watching 50s, 50s, get under 50s, please. Here we come. This is good. Oh, come on, get out the way. Don't be an asshole. You need a two-leg, do you? Dickhead. Come on. I'll cut over 400 and look for one more trade at 433s if they have to do it. I'd much rather this just pukes, at least to retest the low here. Not this low, as in this right here. I want a retest of this. The problem is we've taken low hanging fruit. I'll see. So far it's okay. Come on, get under 50s and show me weakness. I'll look for a cover into 30s to pay myself something. They might need second leg higher here. How many stops are you going to make me eat today, market? A fair few. All right, watch this at 430s now. Looking for buyers to get caught here to sell back down. All right, put some more on there. Problem is the low-hanging fruit being taken. There's a bidder at 87. I want to move under this guy at 87. Right on value. Get out my way. Get out my way, Mr. 87. Please get out my way. Stop bidding, holding it here. Get out my way. He refreshed. He absorbed really well there at 87. Oh, no. This ain't going to be the one if he keeps absorbing 87s. Get out my way, Mr. 87. Please fuck off. Go away. Just give me one fill for a retest, please. You haven't retested shit. You're just absorbing everything now. He's there again. Oh, he's walking up. Out. What a prick. Oh, he's had my fucking number all day. This is why I shouldn't trade fucking range. I fucking hate it. SOXL just went 240, hit the bid, straight up to 47. They're just trapped. They're pinned 240, 250 again. Options market. I don't trade POC. I don't want to trade POC as an entry. I'm trying to trade continuation under. I can't trade now until we leave or vacate an area. Once this guy at 87, if he pisses off, it's going to be a really nice move. Because we have not retested since this flush push back up. We haven't retested down here, this pull. They just stopped me out to do it. Right, the seller is stuck at 87. That's why we would have to watch that now, because he absorbed that seller at 87. Under that, I'll consider it again. In demand zone, well, I'm not short here, mate. I'm trying to short this. Yeah, I'm not short down here. I'm trying to short this node here for a retest of this, and if they want to hold that, they can do it. I'm not trying to short this level here of demand. I'm trying to short this guy here for this move in. We'll write that to mid. I'm going to reprice this whole fucking candle now. What was that candle, by the way? Was something stupid said? Can't see any of them. China minister says China supports Iran's reasonable, legitimate claims and its effort of safeguarding its own sovereignty. Didn't move on that, maybe. I don't know. No, I don't think so. I will trade this underneath key levels, not above. We need to stop Alex trading in range. This is why I trade very small size in range. I fucking hate it. I hate it. The problem now is if my ambition sell side this morning, let's think about when I was waiting to get filled here and it wouldn't. So we try this one and we're looking for this and this and this as covers. Right, I don't get any of them. I stop out. I think I take a partial here, stop out. We go back top side. I want to see if it bases here to come and clean this out. It doesn't. Stop out again. Then we wait here and I say, hey, we need to build liquidity between this and I'll consider the sell back down, and it does it in one fucking move without me. Takes all these. So I try and take the first bounce short versus this. It's reclaimed it now. It's holding it and it's taken the low hanging fruit. It's giving me not much to do. There's not much I can do now because the only thing left to take is this, unless we're going to come down into these for the gap. I will consider it under this. But the problem is we've reclaimed that now, and I was looking for that to be faded. We'll see. We'll see, folks. We'll see. Maybe I'll consider it. The tape's going to have to shift pretty dramatically. I'm interested, but the tape's getting wonky here. Maybe we're going to see it now. If they don't protect this, maybe I'll think about having a go. The same trade. Problem is the low-hanging fruit's being taken. Right, we're under that player at 85. Very close to putting some risk on here, sell side. Problem is value. Holding value right now. This pop fails, I'm interested. Only if it fails. All right, I'm in. I'm very small size in. I can get trapped here if they don't let go of value, but I'm trying to play this player who's caught. And I will not give this room. Okay, if they hold value, I'll get out. I need it to come under 72 and flush. And I'm very small size, folks, because we can pop right back up to 09s and to 34s. I'm just trying to play against the player who's caught, the passive player at 87, who might be 87, 85, who's caught. We held value again. Come on. Come under value. Protected value again. Here we go. Let this go. Get out of my way, mate. Go away. Same guy at 75. Go away. Piss off. Please piss off from the tape. Go away. Here we go. Give me a nice win today. If you snap this back up, I'm going to be very upset with you, Mr. Bid. Please fuck off. Trying to be patient. Please piss off. Here we go. He's leaving the tape a little bit. So 60s now and then 50s. All right, here we go. Fucking finally, Alex might get a trade to work. All right, I want value protected here. I want 75s protected here. I've paid myself a little bit, and I'll start getting aggressive if I see this tape start to shift, sell heavy. Semis are stuck. I'll add into this if we start staying heavy here, as in undervalue, under close, etc., etc. So much liquidity down to 300 to fill. Come on. Come into this thin zone, please. You're not going to give me one runner go, are you? Don't want to see a reclaim of value here. I'll be out. Any reclaim of 90s, I'm out. Come on. Nice. Break. Come on. So much of a wiggle here. It's insane. Already paid myself something. I'm going to protect 90s here, folks, because above 90s, we can trade to 09s very quickly. So I've already paid myself something. This is the trade that I was looking for here. It's the same trade now, and we'll see if we get down into this and break lower or not. I'm not expecting it to break lower, it's where I've paid myself some. You're going to come up to 90s, aren't you, just to hurt me, just to take my runner. Yep. Of course you are. In by a tick. Big dance of value here. Semis just completely paused. They don't know what to do. 5-minute chart on semis looks awful. This will be last trade of the day for me. So stops at 90s. And if we get above 90s, I will cut. Stops at 90s. I'm trying to protect this. I've paid myself some already. I'm looking for this move here to cover. And if we stay heavy under this, I'm looking for this move here. I will add down here. If we build out liquidity, I will add for this move. Not beforehand. If beforehand, I would expect that. But if we build out liquidity down there, I'll add for that move lower. That would give me a nice win for the day. If they're kind enough to do it before FOMC, which would be unlikely, but you just never know. You just never know. Tempted to bring my stop into 80 here to protect that buyer who's core, but I'm going to give it to 90. There are imbalances sell side at 400 to 409 that they can come for if they want. Very hard trade. These are hard trades, folks. Like, you can see the frustration in me today. It's tough. It's stopped me out so many times, then does the move without me. Then I get in, then stops me out. That's part of trading. Not every day is A+. The days which are not A+ are the inside bar days like today. If they reclaim value here, be very careful. Do not be loose with your stop here. I will tell you. Do not be loose with a stop here. You will get punished if you're loose with a stop here. We need all of this to remain as resistance. My stop is at 90s. I do not want it above 90s because we can come right up to the 30s very quickly. To the tick, to the tick, to the fucking tick. All right, be careful here because if you see compression now. So they've had a few attempts, low hanging fruit's gone. If they hold this, this becomes available. Obviously I'm out. My stop was at 90s, like I said. At least I got myself a bit of money on that one. I still have bullets. Well, technically speaking, that trade was fine because I locked some money in. I could take one more, but I don't know if I will take one more. I don't know. These conditions don't suit me, so I'm trying to play for the move which it just doesn't want to do. It doesn't want to do until FOMC. I think it's just going to save it. This was the move I wanted. Think about how we played today. Right, this morning, outside of this grey box, we just think about this. This is why the market won't always give you what you want. Outside of this grey box, we wanted to see the market come down into here, fill the gap, take out previous day value area low, maybe even previous day low. Right, so we wanted to be a seller from here to here, and then we wanted this move for a bid back up, right? And then above here, we wanted to be a buyer for this, and then a seller for this. We never came up there. All right, so I think we got this sell, a bit of this sell down. Missed this because it went so quick. We got a bit of this and then stopped out here. Okay, so locked some in and then it went the other way. All right, and then long here, locked some in, stopped out again. And then here, when we were here, I said we need to build out liquidity here. And when we break below this, we should move lower then. It did it in one candle, never built out liquidity, it just broke. Missed that whole trade. Okay, then I'm looking for a return back in. If we think about this, a return back into sell. So I'm trying to get that first bounce short back down into here. They squeeze me out. I eat the stop, right? Small size. I have another go on the same thing. I pay myself this time. I take the stop again. I don't feel like I'm not trading well. I feel like I'm trading okay. It's just the market is not in a good condition for what I'm trying to do. That's okay. Like I said, there are some imbalances here. What we're trying to fill here. You can see we're getting tight now between this. This kill candle's made a difference now. I don't know if I have another go at this. I might wait. I'd need to see us move outside of value, really. Just watching semis here for a sec. Mag all red on the session. Semis gapping up. So they're the only strength right now holding the market up is the semis. Mag's red, software's red, semiconductors green. Not in a pro trend sell, in a rotation. Semiconductors lose the bid, then we've got everything in a sell. Waiting now. What a pain in the butt. Well, it's not like we weren't prepared for it. All right, this is, I can show you the morning session. All right, chop. If we come down here and reclaim the bid, look for this. If we hold the bid and squeeze up and fail, look for this. Otherwise, pro trend under previous day value area low. This is what I'm waiting for at the moment to see if we see this develop. We're not seeing it develop yet. All right, there's previous day value area low. That's what I'm saying now. We have to wait. So I was small size in here, partial. But if we develop this, I'm willing to look for that trade. All right, because then we leave all these buyers stuck. I'm willing to look for that trade if we develop liquidity down here. I think if and when that comes, we'll probably be on FOMC at the moment. What do you think would happen when FOMC comes? I think it will take both sides of the liquidity out. Look at this sell back down to 70s again. Oh. Big rejection on semis here. I don't know what happened with FOMC. I don't know what he's going to say. There won't be a rate cut. It's all going to be about like the tone. Are they going to let go of this? Semis don't look great here. We're at value. They're still holding value area low for now. No acceptance under it so far. Just got a sneaky suspicion they're about to do something really nasty here. Value area low. So we're making lower highs on semis and higher lows on semis. So tempting. It is so tempting. think this is going to break lower. I think this is going to do the trade I wanted. Oh, man. Do I have one more go? What do we reckon, chat? You fuck. Oh, my God. You are a pain in the butt today, NQ. I want to get short. Semi's letting go. Oh, my God. My timing's just been like 5 minutes off each time. Can't chase. Need to see it come into 70s ideally, or we can play underneath value. All right, here's the retest of 70s. If they stay heavy here or not, I'll reclaim. If they stay heavy here, I'll pop something on. If they reclaim it, I'm not interested. 70 test. Some passive selling here. Buyers are trying. Big level here. This is a decision between lower or right back up to 400s. Still not in this. So we haven't rejected 70s. We can go up to 400s now if they want to be silly. All right, I'm in. I'm in on that after we failed back under 70s. Big buyer getting stuck there now. All right, I want to see this accelerate lower now underneath value. I'm not giving this room, folks. This is last trade of the day. This goes or it doesn't. I'm not giving this room. And I'll size up if we start letting go of everything. And I'm tiny, tiny, tiny size. And what's the bet? You're about to take my stop straight away, are you? Back at 90s. Trying to give it a wiggle. You motherfucker. Please leave me in. Please leave me in. Come back under that big buyer who you trapped and then suddenly wicked round the other way. Last trade. I'm done after this. In. I'm still in. They protected 400. We got to move back under 70s here. So it's basically on my entry right now. Taking it off. Don't like that hold of it. Didn't like that hold of 70s. That's a good cut. It's a good cut. Got just saved myself 20 points. I can get back in the same trade because it doesn't count as a trade to go off. We're starting to see compression now. So failing to break lower. This is what the danger was. They had a buyer caught here, right here, and they could have done this move, and they didn't. They had him caught straight away, and they've instantly turned. So I took it off, basically break even. Once we came back in and held, didn't break lower, took it off break even. The compression here is starting. The danger is this move here. And I don't want to be short here risking that. So flat on it again. I think I'm done. I've got a really horrible feeling I'm going to see this do the move, either side of the move that I want without me today. And that's all right. Awful day today. Well, look, it's what we expected. It's absolutely what we expected. Look, you have to remember the type of day we're in. That's why we manage effectively. Is why I play extra small size. There's value area low. There's value area high. There's Globex value area low. There's Globex value area high. We are liable to do this, which we've talked about all day. The extremes would be this. And once we break out outside of this, we are going to get a move. It might be FOMC. It might be tomorrow. But this is fine for it to do. We're okay with it doing that. I'm arguably trying to get some size on for this move a little early rather than just waiting for it to come under here. So it is what it is. It's exactly what I said right at the beginning of the day. I'm going to trade much, much smaller size today. It is much, much less probability. insane chop. Well, it's exactly what we expect, though, isn't it? This is exactly what we expect. Again, morning show, daily, all right, daily, inside bar. We got very close to breaking down here. We didn't, all right? Daily's inside bar. Hourly, inside value, all right? Currently rejecting current week value, which is why I'm trying to see if we can just come down into here and wash this stop out before moving upside. It doesn't look, it's just going to drive this back up. That was a really good stop for me. That's when I know I'm trading well. It's not by the profits, it's by understanding, me looking at this chart and being like, hey, this is going to give you an out here. All right, trying to trade the sell here, 70s, wasn't it? And it came back in and held and being like, okay, done with it. Don't force it, done with it. I've saved myself all these points here by understanding that's clearly a hold and I'm not going to sit in it. Look at Hood. Looks great, like 10% up. Like, let's see my swing on Hood. Like I said to you guys, was it yesterday or the day before? I said I want to add to that. It looks very, very strong to me. It's one of the best looking charts out there right now. I'm almost up 50% on Hood now. 47.5% I'm up. All right, it's looking really good. It's one of the best, for me, it's quite clearly one of the best looking charts out there right now. We go to a daily. All right, you can see where I'm long, yellow line, where we're long in. All right, 61 foot pullback, holding the RBS zone, nothing changes, right? Resistance became support. We started getting long, leisure higher low. I really wanted to pull back into here to get long. And now it's all about this, all right? If we find acceptance in here, this is possible. Otherwise, all these buyers are trapped here. So the main trade is like from 65 to where we are. So I'll probably start locking in some profits and then adding those profits if we're willing to hold these dips, which it looks like we are. If we start reclaiming here, and we are starting to reclaim here. In fact, let's just check some volume on this. See if it can do it. Yeah, there's a good chance we can complete this rotation now. So basically 110s and then 124s over that new all-time highs. Really good. It's a really good trade. Would just like a bit more size. Look at this block. This is gross. The best trade seems to be a bounce long from value area, high, value area, low. Well, no, only in a ranging market, right? So if we're in a ranging market, which we are today, then we expect these to hold. If we're leaving a range, all right, and you try and bounce that and clear momentum, if let's say the difference is we're not built in here, all right, and that let's say we've done this, all right, and you try and long that, that is liable to happen if there's a reason to move lower. It's all about what the market is doing, what type of market we're in. Right now we're in a range of markets, so it's holding very, very well. So me looking for continuation, doesn't want to do it, does not want to do it. So it is what it is. Like I said, this is very normal for me. I hate trading ranges. This is why I size right down. I'm happy to use 1 micro and try and like feel my way into it until it's ready to break. Yeah, SOXL is coming back for that 250. It's having another go at 250. And a big, wow. Hang on. Since this pivot at 11, we've just gone 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, all the way up. What is that? Got to be stops getting blown. See this? 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot, 100 lot. I mean, some of these are 150 lots. Those have got to be stops. This is the compression we talked about. Right, so failing to break lower numerous times. So break lower,
failing to break lower, failing to break lower. This is where we look for continuation. Wasn't there compression relief? Now buyers will want to hold this same low volume node we talked about earlier to complete this. If they lose this, this becomes available again after stopping everyone out. Why are we not at 30,020 now? Because 30,200 down here, because they don't want it there right now. That's why it's simple as that, because they're holding on to value. Oh, you got to laugh at this market. Can you explain your thoughts on what should be size difference between how you should trade an eval compared to a funded stage? That's really up to you, mate. Like, depends how good you are at trading. If you're a good trader, you probably want to size up on an eval because you probably can't be bothered to waste time. If you're a newer trader, I would not advise doing that. I'd be sizing appropriately with your eval, just like you would with your with a funded account. Funding account you want to take seriously. You do not want to over leverage. Evals, maybe you can afford to over leverage, but I wouldn't do that if you're not a proven profitable trader because you're going to get yourself stuck. No, market's not closed tomorrow. Lots of you, I feel like, are asking the same question over and over and over. Alex, when SOXL leaves the market leader, do you look at the MAG? Yes, we talked about it earlier, but right now, they are all interrelated, aren't they? So that low volume node dip held, and we come back into chop, the grey chop box. This whole thing's chopped now, really. They filled a lot of this liquidity in. My trading Friday. Is Friday open? Some of you are saying it's closed. Let me have a look. I don't see it being closed. Consumer sentiment, wholesale inventories. Is it a bank holiday? I don't think it is it? As long as the market's open, I'd be trading it. This is getting choppy. I'm concerned for these big buyers who've come in here the last 5-10 minutes. Very aggressive. Oh, Juneteenth. Okay. Yeah, I think these buyers are about to get hurt here, man. They've just been really aggressive for this shove up. So compression, if they don't hold the bid here, we've got very, very aggressive buyers in here from 90. Yeah, from here. This is very, very aggressive on the tape here. If they don't hold this, they are all out of pocket. I don't know if I'll have another go at that. It's the same trade I've looked at all bloody day. But all I'd say is under 90s, they're going to be squirming a little bit. Yeah, I mean, back in the day, we used to get long at the beginning of June for all the Juneteenth related stocks. Anyone that had African American CEO, you'd normally see them start to bid up African American owned products. You trade them as a basket. I don't know if that's still the case, but back in the day, it was certainly the case. You'd see them all lift 5 to 10% in the run up and then give it all back. There's the bid at 90s. I'm bored of this market now. This is not an Alex market. This is a sit still market. I'm a lumberjack chopping away at the market here. 400 here and there, value area, squirrel finding a nut. Are you just trading the range? Well, good for you, mate. Like, I get it. Anyone who, I mean, I don't know if any of you had limits out down there trying to trade that. It scares the shit out of me to do that. And it's holding value here, midpoint, and
you know, that's your upside target if you get it. Ugh. Oh, I'm not stressed. Honestly, I'm fine. I'm not. There's no tilt with me or anything. This is exactly what I expected today. I'm good. I'm golden. This is literally everything I expected today. Is what we're getting. This is not anything unexpected. I didn't watch the Argentina match. I watched the Iraq game. What else did I watch? What were the other games on yesterday? I watched the France game. We'll be watching England today for sure. Does England stand a chance? I mean, obviously they stand a chance. It just depends which England team show up. I hope it's a team that shows up which are like playing expansive, free football and not this like tense, concerned, worried football, which we often do at World Cups or big tournaments. All right, we're starting to trade into where these buyers are. IB still holding on ES so far. Tell you what, while we wait for this, let me just see. Okay, we need like 300 more likes, and we'll do some giveaways, folks. All right, I'd love to do some giveaways. So you get me to 300 more likes. I'm gonna go and get a coffee. All I'd say is, if you're a range trader, you're looking for this trade mid and this side, and then this trade mid and this side. Other than that, if you're a continuation trader, we kind of want to leave this alone right now if you're playing expansive mode. And if I get a coffee and I come back and we're down here, I am going to get the monitor and bend it over my knee and give it a good spanking. All right, and I'll be right back. Thank God for that. Saved me a monitor. Saved me a monitor. Boring, boring, boring. All right, how are we doing on the lights? Are we there yet? We need about 200 more. 1,200 likes. This jacket, oh, it's old, man. I think it's just, I think it's from ASOS or something. My wife got it for me. It's old. What trade copier do I use? Affordable Indicators. I'll put a link in the screen for you. Where is it? Come on. Here we go. There you go. That's the link to the indicator. Sorry, folks. Low probability day today. It is what it is. I mean, we should be thankful for it, honestly. We've had, I would say this is the most incredible run I've been on the last 2 months. An incredible run. Range has been just insane. Market's been trading really technically well. Trump's been not too loud, which has been good. You know, we needed this. Three days up here, we needed this. Remember, we had some really nice trades. Monday, yesterday caught the longs, missed all the shorts. That's fine. I'm okay with it. Still trading inside. Once we break this range, we're gonna have some fun. It will be okay, folks. Everything's going to be okay. Remember, your main job, I talk about it all the time, survive, right? Your first job is to protect your capital. Your second job is to make money. If you can't protect your capital, it's going to be pointless making money. Because trading is not a career where you're going to make money every trade, every day. If you cannot manage your risk, you have no business trading, really. How many monitors do I have? I have 4 main monitors and then a small one with you guys on the screen. So over here, I have what you're seeing on the NQ. I have a 5-minute, I have an hourly, and a daily. Over here, I have the SPY, the ES, the QQQ, and the Dixie. And over here, I also have my watch list, so I can see what's moving. And then above me, as you can see in the small monitor, above me right now, I have Bookmap. It's a big monitor on my screen. And then I have my execution, which is Ninja Trader, which is reading the order flow. Prediction to stay like this for a few hours. I would imagine so, unless something shifts and changes the market. All right. So you have to understand that this is one big game. All right. This is a really big game that we're playing in the market. It's called trap people in, use their liquidity, find their pain points. All right. Create liquidity, use liquidity. So how I like to look at the game is on an hourly. This gives me the best idea of the game being played. So overall, we've seen a pretty strong snapback the last 2 weeks. All right. So we were in move lower. Right, we broke away from this liquidity. When you can think about when we've been in here before, we've chopped, haven't we? We've chopped in there. It's told you that we've chopped in this area before, right? Under this area, this pivot here, we've seen weakness, yeah? Weakness, reclaims. This is our big S&R zone, all right? Resistance, became support. We snapped that level, weakness. We retested that level, weakness. We came down, we took all the stops, all right? Shorts failed to break lower twice. There's your compression higher time frame. There's the relief. There's the reclaim. Resistance became support. Okay, long. We were long Friday last week. We gap up. We're long Monday. We see the expansion. We come into the key levels. We've then trapped Monday, Tuesday, and my expectation was to see this wash and to create liquidity here. I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. We came deeper than I thought we would do. Right, we came down into here. But where's the level? That's our over-under. All right, That's been telling you it's our over under for about 2 months. Okay, very, very, very simple, isn't it? The key level in the tape, resistance, support, support, resistance. In here, I would imagine there is a bid. Not only is it that key level, it's a old value area high. It's an old wick high, all right? It's previous week value area high, previous week point of control. It's the gap, and it's a void of liquidity. So all the time we're protecting that level, technically speaking, I'm kind of bullish, guys. So what could we see? Well, I wouldn't mind seeing something like this, because then if we build significant amount of players in here, what I was thinking today is try and get short down into here and then see this move out of it. Yeah, higher time frame. Now I don't know if we do that today. I don't know which way they send FOMC. They might come up here first, retest it, sell. They might come up here and he might be very dovish and be like, I'm looking at 5 rate cuts this year. I doubt he says that, but if we see that, we ain't coming back here. We're just going turbo, right? I'd much rather see this move lower first. Why? Because we can fill this gap, we can be efficient, we can hold this level, we can trap sellers in, and we can use this liquidity then Thursday, Friday to move higher. I will change my thesis entirely, all right, if we come up here and we fail this, or if we come down here and we can't hold the bid. If we build out liquidity here and we cannot hold the bid, we will go inside last week's value and trade deeper. All right, so what I'd really like to see is a test of down here. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I'd love to see that, because it gives us a 2-leg with liquidity built out for a potential bid, and then we can hinge on that 2-leg to move higher later. And if we don't see that and we come here, then we can trade the range of last week, right, down to there. That's fine. I'm open to either of those, Thursday and Friday. I would just love it to come down there first. That's all. So we are building this out, because if we break these lows, then all the buyers in here will probably stop out and allow us to do that move. And then any late short is probably going to get suckered in and then get caught in this move back up. That's my anticipation. But market doesn't have to do what I want. Like today, right? Market's really not done what I wanted today. The trade copiers charge a lot. I think affordable indicators is just a one-time fee, unlike some of the others. Let me have a look. Trade copier. It's on sale right now. So the copier is $175. If you want it with a risk manager, it's $235. And if you want it with the account dashboard suite, it's $295. That's a one-time fee. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's for NinjaTrader. I don't use like the web-based platforms. It's not what I use. Thoughts on a celebrity in UK, Ryan Reynolds and Snoop? What do you mean a celebrity in UK? I don't know what you mean. You mean the football ownership? I think Ryan's done a great job with Wrexham. Snoop owns a tiny bit of Swansea or something, right? That's it. Alex, what's your software hardware setup? Did you build my own computer? Yes, I did. Built my own computer, and it's PC. Look, Mac for trading is no good, guys. I'm just going to be real with you. It ain't the one. It just isn't the one. I was always a Mac user. I was a Logic user, a Mac user, especially for like my old job. Not anymore. I have a Mac over there in the corner I've got a little setup for when I need to make music the other side of the room. But you're probably better off getting a decent PC. It's much cheaper than a Mac as well, but a decent PC. Make sure you get a good graphics card so that if you end up getting a few monitors in future, you can. That's all you need.
SOXL building, yeah, it's trying to get to those 250s. So it just depends whether it holds the breakout above 250 or not. If you want to trade during FOMC, what should be important to listen to for the market? Well, you're not going to be able to react as quick as the news algo. I'd focus on the technical setups, but what the comments you want to be listening to are comments like this. Risk off comments will be: inflation remains high. We're worried about stagflation. We need to stay higher for longer. We haven't seen the effects of oil prices yet. Those would be problematic. Positive enforcement would be things like: we anticipate inflation cooling. We're on target to make by 2027 to get to our, I don't know, I mean, I can't imagine they're going to get anywhere near. I think they're going to be way too high, but our 2% target. We're review, but we're anticipating a further half a basis point cut at the end of summer, or anything like that would be positive news for the market. All right, but we just see. If I went back to a first 50k eval, who would I go with? As a trader, that if you know what you're doing, I'd go with Lucid. Here's my advice: if you're a new trader and if you're liable to blow up, because you're brand new and don't know what you're doing, go with Apex. The reason I'm saying that is because they're cheapest, right? Don't do the one-time fee. Just learn to trade with Apex, because you have a bit of skin in the game and you're not going to blow your accounts, right? When you'll start to get more consistent, Apex, TPT, FundedNext right now have a sale on 95%. You keep 95% of your profits right now. FundedNext for free, as an add-on for free. FundedNext and Tradeify, they're all there or thereabouts, but Lucid probably the best one out of them. Thinking of switching from ICT to all this, been years trading, so surely only need order flow and volume course, right? Very possibly, Tarek. I couldn't tell you because I don't know what you know, but very possibly. Italy will win the World Cup in 26. Mark my words. What? Yeah, the World Cup of what? Of non-participants. Imagine being Italian right now. It must be painful. And SOXL rejected in front of 250 again. User Mac, it's terrible for trading. At Macs are not the one for trading. Great for media, awful for trading. Which trading tier do I pay for? The one off the best one, which everyone wants. Premium, but not the best one, I don't think. I don't need a million indicators on my screen. Anyway, to get your Ninja Trader settings for the order flow trading. You mean for Spectre Pro? Mine are pretty much standard for Spectre Pro. I don't really change much. I turn a few things off, but that's it. Nope, still not live. Still not live. Yeah, like I said, Trina saying Apex is 30 for an eval, but if you partially pay 119 to activate, ouch. Lucid is 70 all in right now. I agree. But like I said, if you are brand new, you are liable to blow up quite a few times, right? You're liable to make errors because you're brand new. I'm talking about someone brand new. They're not traded before. They don't have risk management. They don't know what they're doing. I would much rather a new trader who's just trying to feel their way around the market blew 10 Apex accounts for $30 than 10 Lucid accounts for $120 for $70, right? But when you have consistency, when you know what you're doing, then you can look at Lucid. But Apex also does an all-in-one fee right now as well. But that's my point. That's exactly my point.
You're happy on your map, motive's working nicely. That's good. If you've got something that's working, that's perfect. I always struggled. I used to try and run Trade Zero on Mac via Parallels. It was fucking awful. It's so laggy. I mean, Trade Zero is shit at the best of times. Apex has a trailing though. Never been a fan. They got rid of the trailing ages ago, Kazan. That's an option. You can have it if you want, but they moved to end of day a long time ago, buddy. Beginning of the year they moved. Which do I choose funding next? I would go for legacy accounts. Any plans on porting your NinjaTrader indicators over to TradingView? Not the order flow ones. It's like I've tried it can't read it well enough, mate. I would love to. I'll keep trying, but it's just not particularly good. Alex, do you copy all your trades or just the A plus, mate? Not on a day like today. Imagine a day like today if I linked all my accounts together. I can't remember where we were, but like one winner, small winner, break even, miss this, get short, don't get the fill down here, take a little bit off, break even, give a bit back, long, peel a bit off, break even, short, lose a little bit, short, where was it? Somewhere in here, wasn't it? Short, take a piece off, give it a bit of wiggle room. I mean, that would frustrate the hell out of me, even if it was a neutral day. Knowing that the cost expense of doing that would frustrate the hell out of me. I don't mind playing days like today, low probability, just one account at a time. No, just don't feel the need to force it. But when we go into a pro trend, right, we start going into this market again. Our sync. We start going to bleeds like we did here. We had some massive days here and here. These have been massive winning days in this. I'm just going to let it do what it needs to do for a bit. All right, and we'll make a decision. Once we make the decision, we'll start trading with them on LinkedIn together. That's how I preserve capital, really, because I wouldn't want to. Let's say I was trading like my personal account, my swing account. It would be like sizing up for a low probability trade. Because if you're linking them together, all you're doing is sizing up. If you really think about it, if you're linking your accounts together, all you're actually doing is sizing up. I don't want to size up on a shitty day like this. First thing I said, I think this morning was like, "What? Don't put too much risk on." Where was it? Somewhere it's around here. Do not oversize today. Do not get frustrated. It's like one of the first things I said, expecting more range chops, waiting for the edges to be tested. We're opening up inside bar, inside previous day value area, inside Globex value area. Do not get frustrated. Do not oversize. Market likely won't know how to digest meeting comments. We expect no change in the rate hikes, so no cuts likely. So any cuts likely welcomed, or any dovish talk. The opposite if we get higher, longer narrative. But the true move comes tomorrow, not today. All right? It's me saying, like, be smart. Be smart about the market right now. Very easy. When you go through the checklist, this is the easiest way to do it. Just go to the daily. Do we have an outside bar? No. We have a double inside bar. It is not that often you get a double inside bar, especially this big. All right, these are big. These are almost 800 point inside bars. Right. Once we move outside of this, it will be violent. All right, it will be violent. This is what normally happens outside of inside bars. Let's just go consolidation range. All right, here. All right. Once enough sellers sell the lows, their stops are at high, then look what happens. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bid up days before a pullback. All right. Consolidation here, bid up. It's not as nice inside bar, but this kind of stuff like this. Inside bars are absolutely beautiful, man, when we do them. Here is a nice one. All right, here's the push-pull. Pivot low, higher low put in, inside bar, consolidation. We're in a very tight range there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then what happens? Bang! Right? Let this happen. Don't worry about this. Worry about this afterwards. That's what we want to trade. We want to trade that move there after all the nonsense. All right? So if the longer we do this, the better. The move here will be huge the longer we're here for. And there are previous years where we've done this a long time. In last year, if we just go to an NQ1 so I can get enough data up. Was it last year or the year before we traded in a range for a long time? Here. All right. This range is awful. Right? This is a normal market. This is why this market this year has been so... This is a normal market. This is a normal market, folks. This. All right. Fail breakdown, recovery, breakout of highs, and we've done nothing but pump since. That spent what? Let's really talk about September 2025 to March 2026. Basically pinned in. Right? This is very, very normal to do that. You are getting used to a market which is not normal. Here's another time. All right. Pinned in. We can say from November 24 to March 25. All right, all that time pinned in. We leave. Okay, bye. All right, we leave everyone trapped. Here, same thing. Pinned in. Tight range. When you're looking at 20,800 to 20,300, we're doing that a day. We're doing more than that a day. We're doing that a session. We're doing that sometimes in a candle. This was the average range from like February 2024 to April 2024 in a very tight consolidating range. Right? This is how the market normally moves. We are not in a normal market. This is a market to press the button on when we start pushing. Been an incredible year. Absolute incredible year. Do not get used to it. Hopefully, we'll get 2 more years out of it from good old Donald. I would love 2 more years out of this. 2 more years out of this. And I'll tell you what, if he's that kind, I won't be streaming anymore after that. I'll tell you that much. Google got smacked today, boys. I mean, they all got smacked. Look at the mag. Equally weighted mag, 1.92% down. Tesla, 1.19% down. Nvidia, 0.5% down. Microsoft, 1.98% down. Meta is the leader for weakness, 3.17% down. Google, 2.29% down. Amazon, 2.32% down. Apple, 0.58% down. But the NQ is 0.43% up. Why? Semis. That simple, right? Because normally, historically, prior to this year, if we'd seen this much blood on the tape over here, I'm looking at this over here, all right? These names here, the mag, we'd be thinking, well, the mag's 2% down. Surely the market's going to see weakness. But no. Semiconductors said, hold my beer. We ain't going nowhere. Thanks very much. Over here, SOXL. And this is propping the market up because software is also weak. All right, so it's just semis. This is why it's such an important sector to be watching. We can talk about it on here. We can refresh this. All right, and there we go. Semiconductor materials, 5% up as a sector over here. Other than Nvidia and TXN, they're all looking strong, aren't they? AVGO, 5.72% up. MU, 2.80% up. AMD, 3.35% up. Intel, 3.60% up. QCOM, 1.56% up. ADI, 2.33% up. Mpower, 1.45% up. NXPI, 1.96% up. SWKS, 1.50% up. These are doing the heavy lifts right now, right? They're doing the heavy lifts. Healthcare having a pullback day. I will be watching that. I will be watching that. If we can come in a little bit, I will start bidding on some of those.
Oh, if Legacy has the 95%, if Flex has 95%, you can look at that right now. Sorry, I didn't know that's what it was on KDog. Historically, I always like trading the Legacy accounts. What do I have at the moment? I don't even know what this account. I've got a few accounts at the moment. It's bad, isn't it? I don't even know what it is. Should we have a look? He doesn't even know what he's trading. That's embarrassing. Let me log in. It might be a Flex. It's a Flex. Sorry, mate. I used to trade the Legacy. I'm on the Flexes. Silly Alex. Didn't know. All right, 5 minutes until lunch. Still no change, just chopping about. So we're just talking today. Do I use hotkeys? I do, my friend. Yes, I do use hotkeys. Try not to use them too much, but you'll hear me sometimes tap my keyboard. It's normally when I'm not getting a fill where I want. So I will drag my mouse for the limit orders. If I do not get a fill, I can mark it out or move break even on my hotkeys. Then the other nice thing about affordable indicators is it has like a break even section where you can just like tap it on your mouse if you don't like hotkeys. Lost 4K, funded Lucid like a twat. Done this so many times, been a year since getting my 10K payouts. I think I know what to do, but would love to hear from you. Okay, Jake, what did you do to lose them? You tell me what you did to lose it, because I can't tell you what to do. You tell me what you did to lose it, and then we can go over it together. Any ETFs I'm watching? Yeah, I'm started bidding a few days back, small size, XLF and XLV. All right, that's what I'm long in, small size at the moment. So XLV is healthcare. I want to pick up some individual names, but I am put a little bit of risk on into XLV, and XLF, which is financial sector. So I am long in those. I am also long ARKX. I've been long in that in anticipation of SpaceX. Alex, when people talk about cutting losses short, how do you differentiate between cutting a good trade too soon? Okay, let me turn my aircon off and we'll go over that question. That's a good question. And some of that comes with experience. So you need to plan your trade before you execute your trade. So do you remember this trade we took? I took, I think it was here. Maybe here. I can't remember where it was. I think it was around here, 70s, I think. Right, and I said, look, I'm looking for this breakdown here, and I want to get a partial out here, and I will get heavy if I see this. But I'm very aware of multiple attempts, 1, 2, 3, of not breaking lower, which can be compression under here. Yeah. So when I first took that trade at 70, I wanted to protect this node up here, 90s. All right. So my thesis was, if they let go of 70s, I'm pretty sure these were the numbers, it's off the top of my head. If they let go of this, then I'm trying to play for this move down here for a partial 50, and here, and then this. And I'm trying to use this low volume node as protection. Right now, if you really wanted to risk more, you could risk right the way up here to 13s. Now, once we came back above 70s and we came into this node, all right, I could have given it this much room. But remember, I'm playing short side. Once I see this pull back in and hold 70s, all right, I can save myself these stops. All right, because if this market is telling me we're wicked, we're not willing to break lower, we're not expanding lower, there's a strong move up, and now I'm holding your level, which is value area low, why should I bother giving this an extra 30 points when I can get out break even here? Yeah, because this, for me, reading the order flow told me I was wrong. It told me I was the wrong side of this. So why wait for this to hit my stop when I know I'm the wrong side? That's why I took it off. You would have heard me say it. Taking this off here, break even. It might have been 5-10 points, whatever. It made no difference. It doesn't matter. It's me saving money. That is very different, right? Cutting a loss there early is very different to if this trade had worked out, right? So say we're short here, risking this, and we're starting to break down here, right? And looking for this. Now, if I suddenly move my stop very, very aggressively, chasing this, not giving it a chance to build out more liquidity before the break, that is me not giving this a chance to work. There's a big difference. There's a really big difference. All right, so it's managing what's in front of you. A lot of it will come with experience. If you're not that experienced, I would suggest putting a hard stop in above or below a swing position or volume. So let's say, for example, you were short here. All right, let's just pretend we're using wide stops today. Let's say you were short here. All right, I would be putting my stop up here above this node, for example, trying to use this liquidity to protect you. All right, and trying to see this bigger move, for example. Or now, if we're going to be long, I'm not saying to do this. This is just examples. Please don't execute what I'm saying right now. If we were going to be long, the hold over this, right, then a safe place to put your stop would be underneath this node, right? You'd want these guys to protect that area, for example. Otherwise, you can use a swing point. So long here, maybe you're risking this wick or this wick, right? And you don't move it until you get knocked out. SOXL trying. Yes, tapping on 250, isn't it? That's it's the clear level. All right, it is a clear over under 250. Break 250. Got a chance for 256, 265, 270. It's crazy. Remember that we went over at the very beginning of the day, the range that they've put in there in the options chain. Your put wall is at 200. Your biggest put wall is at 200. Your biggest call wall is at 270. It's mad. Right, are we up there for the likes yet? We can't be that far away. Let me refresh this screen. The maximum away is 100 likes. We just need to get 1,200 likes and we'll do some giveaways. If you're putting your stops there, that would be a huge drawdown if you're wrong. Here, what, if you're buying 50s and risking like down here, 40 points, mate, that's not huge drawdown. And it doesn't matter what you think. That's right now what the market requires. And this is a small stop in this market right now, because if we go through bigger days where we've been trending, it's Monday. All right. If you, for example, got the long here, you need to be risking down here. It's 100 points or here. It's what the market's telling you. Because if you go, well, I'm not risking that much. I'm only risking 5 points. The market doesn't care about you. The market doesn't care about your 5 points. It doesn't care about your financial risk. You think the market's moving because of what you want? No, the market cares about swing points and liquidity. It's the only thing it cares about. It does not care about your 5 point, your 1A, your 1R, your 2R, your $200. All right. You should be sizing based on the risk that you need to use. All right. So if you're long here and you need to risk this, then your size needs to be appropriate for the amount of risk you're about to take on the trade. It is as simple as that. People get it wrong by going, oh, I'm going long with 2 minis and I'm risking 10 points. Great. You're probably going to get stopped out the moment you press that button. The moment you press that button. And today's market is much slower. But if we look at like the ATR that we've had recently of some of these 1 minute candles. Let's see. Let's not even look for a big candle, right? Let's just look for a normal candle here, right? How's your 5 point going to work there? Okay, that's 64 point candle, right? How about like a smaller one, an inside bar?
right? That's 40-point candle. As an inside bar, it's a 40-point 1 minute candle. All right, you have to trade based on what is in front of you. So if you think 40 points is too big, I don't know what to tell you. The market is frequently requiring that much size for a stop at the moment because we are elevated in terms of risk profile. We're elevated in terms of liquidity pools. So I'm doing ICT for 3 years, some success, but not really. Bad psychology. I'm working for sure, but I think I just need to rehash everything and learn volume and order flow. Look, Tarek, if you've learned ICT, you should at least understand structure, and you should have a vague understanding of liquidity. All right? Not a true understanding, because they're not necessarily true levels, but really what we're talking about when you talk about an imbalance, really what you're talking about is an engulfing candle, all right, an aggressive candle. So you have some understanding of structure and so forth. So, you would understand that breaker structure, downside, reprice, sell, holds the low, doesn't come down here. Why? Low hanging fruit taken. All right. You have some understanding. W, holding W back in, but you don't understand this stuff yet. Right, where the high probability chop zones are. You'll probably do quite well, all right, but you're going to have to relearn some stuff. You're going to have to ignore some stuff that you've been taught. I understand your point, but just 2 to 3 micros. I'm close to my daily drawdown. If it goes wrong, then you need to be using 1 micro, my friend. Right? If the range dictates that, and if your daily drawdown dictates that, then you need to use even less size. It's just how it is. Trump saying the stock market is the reason he's doing things. Did he really? He didn't really just say that. I didn't. Cool. I think someone's trying to scam my mum. To call her after this. Man, that annoys me. The scam artist that is your son calling? I need this. Or texting. It's a big scam going around in the UK like that. Texting from a random number. Mum, it's your son calling. Can you lend me some money? Fucking scumbags, man. Absolute scumbags out there. I'm new to order flow. I watched a demo on ATAS. I believe you're using Bookmap. Are they the same? I don't know. I don't use ATAS, but I do use Bookmap, and I do use Footprint on Ninja. I've got to read. You guys are all saying that he's talking about the stock market. I've got to read this. What's he saying then? The stock market is more brilliant than anybody. What are you doing? You're comparing human people to a financial product, are you? Oh God, it's funny. It's funny. Sorry about the flicking, folks.
Sorry, guys. Just have to text a few friends. Alex, thank you for teaching and all you do. Trade. Are put walls call levels related to the options levels, and what tool software do you have? Yes, that's exactly what they are. These are the options levels that you're looking at. 0 DTE. All right, so same day expiry. These are the options levels. So as you can see, we're pinned here at 475. If they want to explore above 475, the next big level is 725, and downside the put walls. The big put wall is down here at previous week point of control. All right, basically 900, just under 900. So the range that they think is possible today is this. All right, that's what they've put in right now. All right, you're in this. Like I said, when we break outside of this, something's going to happen. All right, this is all you're in. You're in this tight consolidation before FOMC. All right, last few questions. Have we got enough likes here? I'm just going to assume we have. We haven't, but I'm just going to pretend like we have because you guys get upset otherwise. Amazon's interesting. Yeah, like I'm eyeing longs on that. Like I said, I'm eyeing some longs. The deeper that comes in, I'm eyeing longs. The only thing that concerns me on Amazon is it has a gap fill to 214, and it's put in a lower high here and failed to reclaim 255. We're at a big wall, so not in yet. But if I mean, I am in, but from before in small size. I'm not sized in yet. I'm just interested. Do they need to come back down to 214s or not on Amazon? Hopefully not. Hopefully we trap down here and we get going again. It would be nice. But if we come into 214s, I tell you what, I'm loading the boat. Netanyahu and I have a dispute over Lebanon. Well, about fucking time, mate. About fucking time. The guy's a fucking warlord. Needs to be put in jail and the rest. Sorry, guys, it's just true. The guy's absolute scum. Getting away with absolute war crimes for the last however many years. Okay. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. It's a fact. Leave. You can leave. It's the fact. It is what it is. The guy is an absolute scumbag. Okay, let's set this up for you guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna put a new timer in here as well. All right, you know the deal by now. Code FZT, just type it once in chat. And we're doing Apex giveaway here. Please don't spam. You don't need to spam. Just need to do it once. If you spam, you get pulled out. Nightbot pulls you out. So don't spam. You just hurt yourself. Just type it once. So Excel's so tight. Those of you who've emailed, I've just seen a load of you emails come through. I will be getting back to you as soon as we're done here, I promise. All right, 10 more seconds, folks. So remember the Apex sale is still on, I believe. I'm going to double check that. Pretty sure it's still on. Yeah, 5 more days. 5 more days, 90% off at Apex right now.
5 more days there. We still have a 50% sale on at Lucid for your first 2 accounts, 40% after that. And I think there's still a sale on at Tradeify. I think it's only 40% at the moment, or 30% at Tradeify. But for all of those, you can use code FZT. If you want to trade with Take Profit Trader, use code FlowZone. All right, let's pull this winner then for the Apex giveaway. Here we go. Brian Helms. Brian Helms, are you here, my friend? Brian Helms. Let me know you're here in chat. There you are. All right, congratulations. I've made a note of your name. Just email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Send me a screenshot of you logged into YouTube, and I will sort you out with a free Apex account, any type, any size that you want. So all you got to do is email me info@flowzonetrader.com. Congratulations. I think that's it, folks. I don't think there's much more to do. I will not be trading FOMC. I do not trade FOMC, but I will be watching it. All right. So those in Discord, I will watch it with you guys. I'll give you some narration on how we're moving and what's going on. But I don't trade FOMC. It is, for me, it's far too risky. The liquidity on the book tends to get very... If this is your first FOMC, this is what you need to understand. The news algos will take over. All right. They will be reacting to words said. I don't know. This is our first time. New Fed chair. We don't know what he's going to say. Is he dovish or not? All right. That's what we need to understand. Are we higher for longer, or are we forward looking and very, very positive? The book will get thin. Do not be surprised to see it skip stops and wick very far down and come right back up and go the other way. All right. Do not be surprised to see that. Please do not oversize into something like that. I would be very, very cautious about trading your own money. The smoother move is going to come after he stops taking questions, and then you're into power hour and you're into MOC. All right. For me, the best move always comes tomorrow. That's the move that I'm interested in. Today we'll set up that move. We'll just see what we get. All right. So be sensible. If it's your first time trading FOMC, maybe you just want to watch. If you like trading it, if you're a very aggressive trader, by all means, do what you want. But be smart. All right, folks. Be smart, because it is built to take traders' money. All right. It's definitely built to take traders' money. And I will tell you right now, SOXL just rejected 250s again and is pulling back. All right. And on that note, peace and love, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And I reckon tomorrow morning we're going to have some wicked trades together. All right. So you won't want to miss it. This week has been about building towards Thursday, Friday. So let's absolutely kill it Thursday, Friday. All right. Peace and love, everyone. Take care and use hard stops. I'll see you soon.